What's up, Vince?
That's quick.
Yep.
You got a good thumbnail? I hope you got a good
Yeah, we got a
thumbnail.
good thumbnail.
Yeah, all
Uh
right.
huh. What's up, everybody?
Greetings, everyone. Say hi.
Say
Off.
hi to everybody. There's
Yeah.
3 people there. I can't believe how quickly people get on there.
Oh, yeah, because they're waiting for us.
Oh, yeah.
I do that. I wait, and then I do something. I come back, and I'm late.
Uh-oh. What happened here? Dang. All right, Ron. That was weird.
So is this like the same on or the second on?
This is
No,
the
we're
same
still
one.
on. It's the same on.
Oh, okay.
What's up, Dickie Farley? Mopar Den.
What's
What's
going
up?
on, guys?
What's up, Ernest?
I got that, the build sheet for you, Mopar down.
Yes, Mopar Den. What's up, Kurt? What's up, I don't care? Anthony? Scott? Vince in New Jersey.
The Joyzy.
I still have the roll of toilet paper you sent me. That's awesome, Vince, that you didn't have to use it.
Which roll of toilet paper?
You sent them the roll of toilet paper, remember?
No.
With the UTG roll of toilet
Oh,
paper.
right. Honey, he
Yeah,
hasn't used it yet.
that's awesome.
No,
You
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 didn't
get
have
toilet
to.
paper with UTG on it.
We autographed
Yeah.
a roll of toilet
Roll of
paper.
to-
That's
okay.
what he wanted. He wanted a roll of toilet
No,
paper.
we were giving away like
I
3
know you
rolls.
don't like the masks a lot, but it's becoming a fashion statement.
The which?
Mask.
Oh,
You could have UTG mask.
No. That's,
What's up, Grey Note,
It's money.
Chaz, Popeye?
I should wear my breather mask.
What's
the
up,
fucking-
Unity?
From the race car.
Oh my God. So,
What's up, Jerry, Chevy, Ant 345,
They're
Terry,
all piling
Gary,
in now.
Patrick, Flubar? What's going on?
What's going on, Fubar?
Muskie, Elon, Farron. Roberta says awesome, thank you. So
Oh,
don't
thank
forget
you, man, for everything you've
that
done for
paper,
us.
so I can mail it. What's going on, John R. Justin? Pure stress. That's a good name.
oh cheese.
Larry.
Giving away cheese.
Larry from the UK.
We've given away cheese.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Billy Ryan. Is it
Okay.
possible to put too much oil on K&N air filters?
Yeah,
Yeah, it drips all over and makes a
right.
big mess.
Makes a mess.
What's up, Brian?
But I mean, ultimately, the excess is going to run off and
Do-
leave you with what you need.
It
so.
doesn't hurt anything except
Right,
you
just
got to
make a
clean it
mess.
out.
Anthony Miro says, at any rate, what's in the cup?
Cup.
Your cup that you're
Oh.
drinking.
Delicious racetrack coffee.
Yeah.
It's they don't give us any money, but we use their parking lot every Sunday night. And the parking lot, we're right off of
So we
exit 80,
patronize them.
right off of exit 80 on I-24. Like we're like literally, if you come off the exit and you look to your right, you'll see us. You'll see the yellow van sitting here, and we're at the racetrack gas station and drinking the delicious coffee, which is really actually really good coffee. And tonight we had their pizza, racetrack pizza.
Mm-hmm.
You ever have racetrack pizza?
No.
It actually
You ate
wasn't
it?
bad. They
Where
make pizza here.
Oh, so
I brought a couple of pies home.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't see that happen.
No, it's not bad.
See, did I fade
So
out?
if you guys are in the area, if you're in the general area, you want to swing by, you want to show off your car, you just want to stick your face in here for a bit, come on by. We'll be here for a couple hours.
Terrence says, hey guys, took my Newport for its first 200-mile cruise on Saturday. Didn't miss a beat.
Nice. Rolling in luxury.
Gary Kahn says, we missed you at Carlisle this weekend. I didn't wear no mask and had no problems. Oh, that's awesome. Sorry, Gary.
That's good, man.
We
But
missed you
didn't-
too.
I still don't want to go to a place where I got to defend myself. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. I don't have to explain things. I'm not wearing a mask. No. I just don't want to deal with it.
How
Don't
was
wanna deal with
Carlisle? I saw that it was only like 60, 70% full.
it. Yeah, I would imagine.
That's what people were saying.
Because like 40% of the people don't want to deal with any of the mask bullshit.
And the whole Canadian crowd couldn't go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Greetings from Regina, Canada. How are you, Tony? How would you build a Dino Corn Body Challenger?
How would I build
Yeah.
one? Oh man. I mean, I don't think I would build one unless I had a nice complete donor car, you know, that needed everything. Um, I would just build it as a restoration, you know. I couldn't see spending that kind of money to build a race car or anything like that. I think I would just use it for restoration. Like I think that's what it was intended for.
What's up, Andy? What's up, my willies? Ray says, I have a question. My girl's AC only works when it's like 70 degrees and don't when it's like 80 degrees. What could be the problem?
It depends on the AC system. If it's Chrysler, check the expansion valve.
I'm sorry, Dakota. I didn't mean to forget your name. I'll probably say your name like 10 more times tonight.
It could also have a restriction at the condenser. Make sure the fins on the condenser are clear.
When I did that kind of work, people park in a garage where they have a cat, and
Right.
they suck cat hair all over and man, you take the cat hair off, it makes a big difference.
And back in my mechanic days, we would also find parts of cats under hood.
Oh,
Ugh.
yeah, I don't like that.
Because during the winter, the cats look for a warm place to go, and they curl up, you know.
And the fan shroud.
Right, and then
Yep.
start the car in instant, you know.
What's up, Stang Lincoln? Jody Wells says,
Cat
where
fajitas.
do bunnies come from and where do they go? Oops.
That's a damn good question. I've been wondering that my whole life.
You have?
Yes.
Okay.
Kathy, put that in your cup holder.
I know they come from eggs, but I don't know where the bunny eggs come from.
The bunny eggs?
Yeah.
It might reach.
Maybe. It does.
Oh,
it reaches.
yeah,
That's
Okay.
technology.
All
Buff,
right.
This is
Technology.
this is why we have you, Buff.
Uh-huh.
Well, you usually think all that stuff. You think of all
Well,
the
I
good
actually
stuff.
I did think about it, but I telepathically beamed it over to you. So
Oh,
that
I see.
you-
So
right,
I would
exactly.
say that.
All right. Dakota wants to know,
Dakota always wants to know.
have you ever seen a 351 Cleveland heads on a 289 302?
Let's see.
Yes.
It can be done, but there's water passage issues, and
Yes.
it's not a fun project. Just get a 351.
That was back in the days
Oh, my
of
goodness.
comp eliminator, when things were cubic inch to weight. Stuff like that was very common. They would do like the 260 or 289 with the Cleveland heads. You know, but like Buff was saying, it's not just a simple bolt together thing. There's no reason to do something like that unless you're in a class that requires you to race at a weight to cubic inch deal, like, well, even like Pro Stock back in the day. Pro Stock was on an inch to a cubic inch to weight deal. So yeah.
Justin Christoph sent you $1.99.
Well, thank you.
He
You
says,
paid for my
how
coffee.
do you tell between lifter noise and rod noise?
How do you tell between lifter noise and runner? Okay, lifter noise is going to be always consistent and linked to RPM. It's never going to really come or go. It'll always be there. Rod noise, on the other hand, will vary on load. So let's say you won't hear it as you accelerate, but you'll hear, generally speaking, you won't hear a rod noise when it first starts. You won't hear it as you're accelerating. You'll hear it once you reach a cruise. Once everything in the reciprocating assembly kind of relaxes, and it's just like rolling along, that's when you'll hear things slapping around.
Jody Wells sent you $2. He says racetrack coffee is now ethanol free, high octane.
Oh yeah. No, it's good stuff. It really is. I'm not just saying it.
It's time to get the ethanol pop.
Andy sent you $10.
Thank you, Andy.
He says just had.
Andy's a good person. Yeah.
Yeah, of
$10?
course. Yeah, thank you,
Very good
Andy.
person.
He says just had my 49 big block Chevy Stroker dynoed, 435 horsepower, 563 torque. It has a small cam, good numbers for street motor, I think.
Yeah.
Dyno
Yeah,
said it was
that's a
only
lot of fun.
pulling 530 CFM, 600 CFM carb. Enough then?
No. Give it more carb. Absolutely give it more carb. How big is the motor?
49 big block Chevy Stroker dynoed 435 at 563 torque.
Well, yeah, he's not giving the size of the motor.
Okay.
For the formula I've always gone by, and it's always close, is double your cubic inches. So if, let's just say you've got 400 cubic inches each season, you need 800 CFM. If it's like a 454, you need 900 CFM, like a 950. Double your cubic inches, and if you're concerned that it's too much, use a vacuum secondary carburetor.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Baron sent you $10.
Baron.
Thank you, Baron.
How's your stripper girlfriend? Is she still thick?
Uncle Tony, I got all my shirts and stuff. My thick butt stripper girlfriend loves it.
Nice.
I got a bonus with my job. Nice.
Oh, nice.
And bought a
And you
house
only-
next to AAA Speedway in Laverne, California.
but you only
Chemical
saved $10
engineering.
with all of that going on?
Thank you, Baron.
Yeah, that's all he had left.
Thank you, Baron.
You buy a house in California, that's like, that's a big deal.
Funny. Tony, you should shave your beard and get a mustache like your friend.
Then
That
you wouldn't
takes
be able to tell us
grooming.
apart. Yeah, that takes grooming. I go with this because like I only have to look at it like once a week. You know, I give it a quick
Once a week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
Tony.
you know we're done. It's party time.
Oh, my goodness. All right, I'm trying to catch up, guys. Sorry. Oh, Baron says he's still getting a house in Tennessee.
Cool.
What's up, hey, yo? Greetings from Kearney, Nebraska.
What's going on, man? Hey, the guy Jake.
Yes,
Yes.
Jake.
Jake, whoever you are, Jake.
Yeah, we
let's
don't have
listen
a
to
last
this one,
name.
right? We get a
We don't have a last name.
we
Just
get
Jake.
an envelope in the mail, right?
From Jake.
From Jake. So this is somebody who obviously knows us well enough to know our home address, right? And there's a note in there that says, thanks for all your help. And it's a gift card to Applebee's for $25. And I'm like, I've never been to Applebee's. Let's go, we'll go try this out. So we grabbed my kids and my grandkids and we went over to Applebee's. And we had their stuff. And we go to pay with the gift card, it's blank.
Yeah. Thank you, Jake, though.
No money.
So either somebody trolled us really effectively.
Or it was a mistake.
In which case, I salute you. Or, we appreciate
We appreciate the thought so much.
the thought. Well, either way, I appreciate
Yeah,
the thought.
either
Because,
way.
A good
It gave
troll
us something to do.
Yeah.
So now you've been to Applebee's.
Yeah.
And then we went to Applebee's.
Let's see. I'm so behind, guys. Please
Their
forgive me.
quesadillas are in bed.
Chase Truck, I'm not trying to ignore you. Tony's talking.
It's Chase Truck.
He's from Staten Island.
Oh.
Jake from State Farm, right?
Yeah, all it said on the envelope was Jake.
Jake to Tony, no
Jake
last name.
Right. And it was on,
Last
guy was in
no money.
Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Oh,
Was it
man.
Minnesota?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice view tonight. New place? No, same place.
Same place, we just,
Turned around because
turned
the
around.
sun wasn't blaring tonight.
and we didn't want to hear you guys talking about the white van, which
Yeah.
is always parked on that spot.
Los Cadaver sent you $3 Canadian for the
Thank
coffee
you.
fund. Thank you, Los Cadaver. Excuse me, guys. Allergies. Oh, really bad tonight. The fact that you actually told that story is funnier than the story itself. Maybe Jake is on here. I don't know who Jake is. Tony, how's the humidity out in Tennessee?
It's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's better now that it has been cooled off.
Who is Brian? Brian who?
Brian Cabral.
Oh, Brian Cabral.
I know he's watching. Hey, Brian.
I forgot to go look at his stuff this week.
He's been posting a video like every 11 minutes.
Why you pay attention?
What? I like him.
He
I like-
stalks you, Tony.
That's fine. That's cool. I'm going to start stalking him.
The real question, will the Daily Dart ever actually be done?
Well,
That's a bodywork car, right?
Poor
Yeah, you
Tony,
can see
you
he's
had
almost
to
done.
see poor Tony the last 2 days. He's been exhausted from standing on this thing in the heat.
it's been pretty
He
cool.
comes home and collapses on the couch and just stares.
It has been warm and humid.
It's
Right
been
now
very
it's
hot.
nice.
I mean,
Right
in
now
essence,
it's
the car is done. It starts, it runs, it drives,
Yeah.
it does everything it's supposed to.
The
We just,
interior's nice.
I just don't want to drive it until I've got all of the body work done and the paint. So it's just sitting there. Luckily we got a bunch of other cars to use.
all that stuff you talked about, the bodywork, I've fought that my whole life because I'm not a body man, but I do body work.
Did I hit the key
Oh,
points?
man.
Right, I know.
I even learned stuff from you.
Yeah, Uncle
And,
Kathy,
I've struggled with
Uncle
it too.
Kathy was like, I was just babbling. Nobody's going to get that.
I didn't
Oh, I
say
got
that.
No, you did say
I
that.
didn't say nobody's gonna get
I
that.
work it, looks
Towards
flat,
the
feels
end,
flat, spray it,
Towards the
and it's
last
got a
like
low on it, you
30
know?
seconds, you were babbling.
Was I? Okay.
Yeah, the last 30 seconds, you were like overwhelmed. UT, what can I do to the rear suspension on my 86 Monte Carlo SS to make the car hook on the track?
Uh, Relocate the upper control arms. That's the most important thing. Because once a week we actually get a question related to this. On that car, the trailing arms are set. So here's the rear axle, and here's the lower trailing arm, and here's the upper trailing arm. Okay, and what's happening is it's a 4-link, but the 4-link is set for infinity, so it doesn't load. So what you need to do is take the upper control arms, and you want to. Now they have a kit to relocate them higher in the back, or you can lower them in the front. I would lower them in the front, and have relocate the upper control arm so it's facing downward, and then you want the two to meet at the car's center of gravity, which is approximately. Instant center is an imaginary point, okay, where those two trailing arms would come together, and where they would meet should be the center of gravity of the car, which is generally right where your knees are, sitting in the passenger in the driver's seat. That's approximately the center of gravity of the car, and you want to draw an imaginary line from those 2 points to that, and that's your instant center. You need to, right? Did I answer that question? I don't even know.
I think you did.
What was the fucking question?
Don't worry.
Oh, it was a perfect answer. But it brings up another question.
Oh.
Why did they do that? There
For
must
ride.
be some advantage
For
for
ride.
something else.
They weren't thinking acceleration. They were thinking ride comfort.
Okay.
They were thinking suspension geometry to make it handle and do all of these crazy fucking things, right? Where all we need the car to do is just dig in and fucking go.
You want it to look up.
Right.
Okay.
Mopar Den sent you $20.
Thank you, Mopar
Thank you,
Den.
Mopar Den.
20.
Here's towards your Applebee's dinner. I got my UTG sticker now firmly applied to my now new 74 Satellite Custom Sedan Daily Driver, and it's now cooler than ever with the sticker. Thank you so much, Mopar Den. We really appreciate it.
Should I tell them about that? Yeah, I'm going to tell them about this.
Wait, Richard T sent you $10.
Richard T, thank you.
Hey, Tony and Uncle Kathy, just wanted to tell you guys thanks for all the information you put out there free of charge. I doubt you all understand how many people learn from you. Keep it up. Thank you so much,
I
Richard.
appreciate it. And I know how many people learn from us, and that's why we make these videos.
Like what Brian says, and he don't ignore me. What, Chase Chuck? You like what Brian says, and he didn't ignore you. Okay. Baron sent you $50.
$50.
Yeah.
Wow.
Baron, thank you.
Tony and Joan Wilburn have a plethora of knowledge to share that works and what doesn't. The thing with these guys is that they use mechanical engineering science to support their theories. Support these guys as a chemical engineer. I approve. Thank you so much, Baron.
Thank you, Baron. I approve of you, your thick stripper
Baron
girlfriend,
says I got money.
and your income. I approve of all of those things.
Baron, God bless you that you have money.
So, is there any pending questions there?
Oh, there's a lot. I'm trying to catch up. Everybody says I'm ignoring them. Noah Simmons sent you $9.99.
Thank you, Noah.
Yo, Tony, looks like a wonderful evening where you're at. Hope you're having a nice day, boss. Who are some of your favorite bands if you're into music?
All my favorite stuff is like 1970s, early 1980s, punk, new wave. If I had to pick one band I never ever got tired of, it'd be the Sex Pistols. But there's a lot of them. I like a lot of them. But I want to talk about.
What's up, Olive?
Hi, Al. I want to talk about the thing we got going on.
Tony didn't have a white Monty SS. We had a black
We have
Monty
a block
SS.
Monty SS.
I thought it sounded like somebody was in the truck, but it
No.
wasn't.
Well, we're sitting right off the road, so you've
Yeah.
got all kinds of traffic and weirdness going on. Well, not real weirdness.
That real weirdness.
Just
Mr. Onbach 302 sent $10 Australian and a thank you emoji. Thank you.
So let me tell you guys.
All right, go ahead. Tell the
I'm
story.
gonna tell
I'm
the
sorry,
story.
guys. I'm skipping so many comments. Just type them after Tony's story, and I'll read again.
just hold off on the comments for just 5 minutes, right? Because I want to tell
Tony
you guys,
needs to tell
I'm
a story.
excited about this. I'm excited about
Okay, go ahead.
this. All right. So, if you go back a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the thing with Tall John and Lamb Chop, and Tall John had a Valiant that I had given him to build a dirt track car out of. All right, so over the last couple of days, I don't know when it was, he dropped the Valiant back off at the shop. And the Valiant is just the back half of the car. It's only from the firewall to the back bumper, right? So what we're going to do with this car, and we're not going to do it now. That is not going to be this year for sure, because we still got to bring out Bottle Rocket, and I want to get back on the Slant 6. But for next year, we're going to build this car into a rolling dyno. So what we're going to do with this car, because I don't have a dyno, I don't have access to a dyno. We don't have the budget to, keep throwing money at somebody who has a dyno. So we're going to use the car as a dyno. So what we're going to do with this car is we're going to leave it. We're going to leave no nose on this thing. I'm going to build an exposed front section that the motor and trans will be completely accessible from 360 degrees. So we can service the thing very quickly. We can swap motors in and out of it in just a couple of minutes. And we're going to use this thing as the UTG dyno. So this and the point of this is going to be to test all of these different theories, all of these different ideas. What temperature does the thing make the most power? Header length, collector length, cams, advancing, retarding, different ignitions, different intake systems, different carburetors, we'll try fuel injection on it. But basically, it's going to be like a rolling dyno so that we can do ABA testing on all of these different theories that we're always talking about. It's like the cornerstone of the channel, but we don't really have an effective way to illustrate this stuff. So that's what we're doing with this car. That's the mission over the winter, over this coming winter, is going to be to build a rolling dyno. And then next year we could do a lot of more detailed and demonstrative tech pieces, things. What do you think about it? Good idea?
You're going to drive this?
I don't think we drive.
No. I mean, with no sheet metal or anything on the front, or you can have a front clip you stick on it.
No, we don't need a sheet metal front.
Just leave it open.
We're just going to leave it open, and I'm going to extend it so that the motor and trans are. So basically, you're looking at the body of the car from, let's say, the firewall, or even slightly back from the firewall. You're looking at the front of the car from the windshield back, okay? And then we're going to have a section added to the front that's long enough to take care of the motor and transmission. So that you have 360-degree access to the motor and transmission. And then put the front wheels out where, so basically like an Alter, more or less like an Alter.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. But this way we could tell. And I'm going to use for the main engine. We can test all different engines and shit like that. But for the main motor, we're going to use the 383 Mopar, and mostly because a couple of reasons. It's the 383 size is very common. It's like right there between the 350 and the 4. Right. It's like that middle of the road size engine. The cylinder heads are almost identical to small block Chevys. Has a distributor up front, very easy to make changes. And most importantly, the intake manifold has no water passages. So you can swap intake manifolds without disturbing gaskets or doing anything like that. And literally, if you want to change the intake manifold on a big block Chrysler, it literally takes less than 10 minutes. And there's not a drop of liquid or anything or any sealer that's necessary. Just unbolt and then bolt on. So that's what we're going to use that 383 as the main motivation for this thing.
Dakota loves the idea.
Yeah. If any of you guys, will be looking to take sponsorship with this thing, not yet.
John Wilburn says it needs an obnoxiously cool UTG paint job.
Absolutely.
If I had time, I would do crazy stuff to it.
This whole thing is going to be extremely obnoxious. It's going to be rude, crude, but effective. And like I said, I think that'll go a long way to helping us on this channel. Because I watch a lot of these channels where these guys have dynos and they're able to do these. I don't have that. We don't have that resource. So we're going to go one step better. We're going to use the track as our dyno, and we'll build this car as a mule.
Baron sent you $10.
Baron, thank you.
Thank you, Baron. I want to raise
sponsorships will be available on this thing.
Baron.
There's a lot of eyes on this car.
Okay. I want to race John Wilburn's drag car Dart with my 1999 F-150 5.4 liter 2-valve Triton with a 150 wet shot of nitrous oxide. Built Ford Tough. Runs low 13 seconds on the quarter mile. Well, there you go, John Wilburn. And Cool RN43 sent $20 and says, keep up the good work. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Tony, can we please have your thoughts on aluminum pistons, regardless of cast or forged, compared to steel pistons? Thanks for the stream.
Steel
Never seen
pistons.
steel.
Way
Look at a
back.
compressor from 100 years ago.
Yeah, like an 1802 Peugeot, I think, had steel pistons. They're all aluminum. They're either cast or forged.
Yeah, we skipped Carlisle. John is being called out. Yeah, Unity. Let's see. Chase Truck says I need a sponsor. Tom says, I've got a 66 Charger, 440, 727, 323 gear. Won't spin the tires off the line.
We have that exact car.
Should it be? Takes off quick, total timing comes in. Brand new rubber on it. Love the channel you demand.
What, repeat what you said
Okay.
about the timing.
66 Charger.
No, just skip that
it's
part.
the
The
timing.
timing.
Wait, can I? Takes off quick, total timing comes in. Brand new rubber on it.
I don't know what you mean by total timing comes in.
It won't spin the tires off the line.
That's just telling me you don't have enough initial. I don't know what your total is, but that's just telling me you don't have enough initial. Like the difference between, let's say 10 degrees initial and 22 degrees initial is the difference between a car that just squeaks the tires and one that will actually break them loose and burn them.
Advice for getting a leaf spring truck to hook.
That's it. That's a tough question. What kind of leaf spring truck? Is it a Chrysler that's got is it forget about it being a Chrysler. Is it an asymmetrical leaf, meaning that the axle is placed forward of the center point of the leaves, or is it a symmetrical leaf where the axle is placed in the center of the leaf spring? Because two different approaches, two completely different approaches.
NVO. Hey yo, NVO means Neil Van Opry. You're not Neil Van Opry. Let's see.
It feels drizzly.
It
Yes,
is.
a
I'm getting
little
rained on.
Look at the radar.
Ramberto sent you $10. Hi Tony.
Thank you, sir.
I got my barn find 69 Roadrunner running yesterday after 30 years in a dirt field.
Congratulations.
Nice.
Does it still have a
She
floor?
was happy flying down the road after all these years, putting a UTG sticker on her SAP. Very
Excellent,
cool,
excellent.
Ramberto.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Lots of luck with that.
That's awesome.
See where we are.
Where are
It's the
we?
name of a
Blue
legend.
dot is us.
That's us.
And this thing is going by, and there's a little scattered stuff. All the bad stuff's off to the right,
Okay.
off the left. We're right now.
That looks deadly. That
Over here.
We're supposed
and
to have
over
bad
here.
storms.
Yeah, well,
it's going past us, north and south.
Okay.
but it's got a big open spot in the middle, and that's kind of where we are.
Yeah, but on either side is
Either side is bad.
complete death and destruction. if you're anywhere,
Well, this
Yeah, hey,
this
yo,
went
you're an
through
urban
Clarksville
legend.
when I was on my way down here, and it was not good.
Race Red Fairmont says, awesome channel, guys. Just started watching recently. I drag race a Ford Fairmont. Very cool.
I love Fairmont.
those are my favorite foxes.
Check my
Really?
original question, please. Oh, I'm
It's a fox
probably
one.
not going
I'm
to
saying those are my
find it.
favorite foxes.
You can rewrite it again, Mr. Ombach 302. Let's see. My dad's 50 Hudson had cast iron pistons as well as some old John Deere tractors on the farm.
Yeah, I mean, I know early cars, a lot of early stuff had, steel pistons, but I mean nothing of any of that you'll ever come across in common use.
Online Systems wants to know what are your thoughts of ideal piston material in forming or machining process? Thanks for the stream.
I mean, a forged piston has its distinct strength advantages. Cast pistons are nice because they're malleable, and that's where they use them. They're a little bit more forgiving than a forged piston. It depends on what you have any.
Forged pistons will expand with heat a lot, and they lock up.
Well, yeah, you do have to. There's special preparation in using
Right,
a forged piston.
and I don't know. You've said this before. Unless you're running on the street at like $6,000 or less, no reason to use forged piston, right?
Yeah, I mean, unless you're looking at insane amounts of heat, cylinder pressure, detonation. No, there's very,
Okay.
very few, very few applications where you need a forged piston.
Michael Adamo says, did you see where I wrote you that you didn't have to wear a mask at Carlisle? Oh, I don't know. Parents sent you $10. Tony smoked 2 cigs for me.
Give me that one.
My girlfriend gets great pleasure of watching you smoke it. She thinks you're cute. Keep the beard.
Yeah, give me that.
Hey, Baron.
Yeah, is she naked?
I'm sure your girlfriend is a very nice person.
What's her name? What's her
Tony,
name?
stop it.
But what's her name?
I don't know.
Does she have a name, or you just call her Hey Thick Stripper Girlfriend?
I don't know. What's up, JD? North
Sweetheart,
Jersey.
This one's for you. Here.
Okay, can I have that back?
There you go.
All right, okay.
Think of me when you shower.
All right,
Okay,
stop
here.
it. Tony
What?
DeFeo. I'm going to use your middle name next time. Your full
Middle
name.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Used to do that.
Yep.
They said my middle name. I knew I was in trouble.
Let's see. Egg Boy says, Crazy Uncle Tony, what's the easiest way to raise the compression on a stock 400 big block? A red stock is like 8-1, and I love something closer to 9.
I mean, switching to a pair of earlier closed chamber heads is one way to do it. Don't get obsessed with compression. Compression is not that big of a deal. Not for a typical street strip type of car. You're better off with a lower compression motor. Advancing the camshaft a couple of degrees will raise your dynamic cylinder pressure, give you the effect of having higher static compression ratio, but be concerned yourself with airflow. Don't worry about so much compression ratio. You know, there's a 4% difference in horsepower between, let's say, an 8-to-1 motor and a 9-to-1 motor. 4%. So if you're talking about a 100 horsepower motor, you're talking about 104 horsepower. You know, so extrapolate that out. 300 horsepower motor is 12 horsepower difference. Not that big of a deal.
Dan Niles says, what do you think would cause a brand new built 406 small block Chevy to run rough at idle and low RPM, but run great at wide open throttle? I've tried jets, timing, spark plug wires, coil, maybe fuel pressure.
Runs rough
At idle
at idle.
and low RPM, but great at wide open throttle.
If you've covered all of the typical bases, I would say you probably have a mismatch at the intake manifold. You're sucking air somewhere. While the engine is sitting there idling, right, just try trickling a little gas down the carburetor and see if that doesn't smooth it out. I've seen many instances where intake manifolds weren't machined quite right, aftermarket intake manifolds, and they'll tighten, they'll bolt down, but they'll still suck a little bit of air from like along the bottom. You won't even notice it. Trickle a tiny bit of gas while the engine is idling. Trickle a tiny bit of gas down the carburetor and see if that smooths it out.
I should let Baron paint the 68 Valiant, John. I got all the books to do trick paint. Like, I know how to do it. I can do
Don't
it.
waste it on that car.
Don't waste it on that car?
Yeah, that's
Do it on the
that's gonna
Duster?
be a mule. Do it on the Duster.
Okay. Uncle Kathy, I sent a t-shirt idea via email. Did you guys see it? Ernest, I'm sorry I didn't. I'm behind again. I'll check it out. Thank you so much. Introduce who you're with.
Buff Del Campo.
Right.
I have to introduce Buff Del Campo. You guys aren't familiar?
I haven't been here though. And then somebody comes on that hasn't been on. I don't know.
You have a history.
I have a history.
You have a history.
Dakota says, gotta copy and paste 17 times before Kathy can read your comment. All the barbaric slobs commenting, wasting valuable space. That's not nice, Dakota. Fubar's gonna axe you.
Don't cross full bar.
Don't cross Fubar. All right, what's your question, Dakota? I talked to a guy who built a 302 with 351C heads, and he said it's pretty easy and well worth it. He claims he made 475 horsepower using 351C 2-barrel heads. I think it would be worth it just for the cool factor. I don't know. Let's see. Good afternoon to you, to Brian Cabral. I know you're watching too.
I know Brian's hiding there someplace. Hi,
Oh
Brian.
my
Say
goodness.
hi to Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Hi, Brian. I hope you're well tonight. I really mean that. Tony, get a haircut.
No.
No.
Which one?
All right, which one?
Which one?
Oh, let's see.
2 weeks ago, I got
I'm
a
very
haircut.
behind, guys. There's
Did you?
so many comments.
I can't tell. You're
Well,
a very clean cut guy.
It's not, you know, it's like 25 years of being around the military. You know, you just.
I know. I'm like a barbarian.
But that's okay.
I'm like street urchin.
Okay, Rodney Porter has a question.
Rodney,
He's from Newfoundland.
what's going on, brother?
I got a 318 and a Plymouth Satellite. Will torque converter from a 360 fit? It's a stall converter. Will a torque converter from a 360 fit?
Okay, the 360 usually uses a 727. 318 usually uses a 904. So that's going to be a determining factor. Is it a 727 or is it a 904? And the easiest way to tell is just look at the oil pan, right? I won't even. If I tell you, you'll forget it between now and then. But just look at the picture of an oil pan gasket for a 727 and look at one for a 904. The 904 is just square and the 727 has a little shape to it, right? The converter is going to be specific to the transmission.
David Gomez sent you $5. Thank you,
Thank you, David. There's also a balance difference. So let's just say you talk, the transmissions are going to be the same. The 360 is going to have a big weight, like a D-shaped weight, welded to it, and the 318 won't. So if you're going to use the torque converter from a 360 on a 318, knock that weight off.
David Gomez wants to know what are the different approaches for different leaf springs other than Caltrax. Asking for a 1974 C10. Killer streams. I listen at work every time.
Okay, that's got a symmetrical leaf spring, meaning that the axle is close to center, and in that case, yes, absolutely, you need some sort of traction bar. I mean, you could use a slapper bar, you could use a Caltrac type of deal, but the reason why you need that is because when the axle is towards the center of the spring, so here's the front eye of the spring, and here's the axle. As the axle tries to rotate, this section of spring right here wants to give. It wants to take on an S shape. So by using a slapper bar or using a Caltrac, you're keeping that section of leaf spring straight. On an asymmetrical rear, where the axle is closer to the spring eye, you don't have to worry about that because it's a short section right here, and that doesn't want to twist the same way. And that's why there's a difference between a symmetrical and an asymmetrical leaf spring. It's raining.
It's raining.
It's raining.
345 sent you $4.99. He says, get on your
Thank
UTG ponchos. I can
We
barely
can-
read
we can
that
go
through
in the
my
truck.
water kit glasses. Okay. We got to get in the truck. Mike Johnson sent you $20. I cut my
Tobacco
lawn
kit.
today
Thank
with
you.
a 35cc Briggs & Stratton. It was awesome. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. All right, we're gonna
Yeah,
move
move
into
the
the
truck.
the mobile broadcast center.
Can you move my chair?
Yeah. I moved me.
Yeah. We're moving, guys.
All right.
Where are we going to be? All the way in?
Yeah.
Okay. Here. This has to go back there.
I can't read anything. My glasses are covered with raindrops.
This has
Hang
to
on,
go
guys.
here.
Just a little tight here.
I'll get your stuff here.
Oh, thanks.
Let me move this stuff.
We're going to the truck, guys.
Okay, Cat.
Okay, thank you.
On the wheel well.
Whoa. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm stuck. I'm
There you
hitting
go.
things. I'm stuck on the chair. All right. Help me out here, Tony.
Oh,
Move that
help.
chair. Are you a prima donna? Okay.
All right.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
Sweet Jesus. Yes, hello from Hawaii. What's up? Hang on. I gotta get the rain off my glasses, and then I can read. All right, guys. Ooh, that was fun.
Well, here we are.
It's not going to last long.
Don't forget about my
Okay.
money. What about your money, Baron?
Is the lighting okay?
Yeah, I can see you. It's fine.
Okay.
You're good. Okay.
See, and this is why we have the mobile broadcast center.
See what we got here? It's hitting us right there.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah, and it's gonna be gone in
Storm?
no time.
Storm coming?
No, storm. This is the storm.
Is this the storm?
And it's little tiny.
Who
things. It's
lives
just-
in that truck? Nobody.
just- come on, who lives in the truck?
It's a team van. This is actually a really helpful, beneficial truck.
This is the best vehicle I own.
Yeah.
This is my favorite vehicle out of everything we own. And this is it. I love this thing.
Oh, it's raining hard now.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I gotta roll
Got you
that
just
window.
in time. Roll up your windows.
I can't really get to it.
Yes, you
let the air
can.
flow through.
All right. You sent
Not
the
gonna
super
last.
chat. Where is it, Baron? I don't see it. Hang on. I gotta scroll back. I thought I got everything. I'm sorry. Hang on, Baron. I'm looking. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. There's so many comments. Oh, I wish I could read them all.
I'm at home on my laptop. This looks so organized. But when I'm on that phone, when I'm doing what she's doing,
Yeah.
Hang
oh
on.
my god.
You got Mike.
That's not organized. It scrolls.
I'm looking, Baron.
It's hard.
I'm scrolling,
You ever done that?
Baron.
That what she's
Okay.
doing?
Oh, well, yeah,
I got
yeah.
it, Baron. All right, Baron sent you $20.
Oh, thank you, Baron. Again.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. This will stump Uncle Tony. How do I determine the proper amount of lifter taper on a hydraulic flat tapper cam with custom lifters? What's the rule of thumb for the correct taper that will make rotation of the lifter in the bore?
The taper is actually on the lobe itself. The lifter is not tapered. The lifter is crowned. And the crown is approximately half a thousandth of an inch. The taper is on the lobe. And that's not something you need to determine. The cam grinder has already got that worked into their program.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, if I missed something, guys, tell me. Because it's really moving fast
You're
tonight.
talking about is like the difference the way roller cam looks is much more aggressive on the lift. Is that what you're talking about?
No. Flat tapper cams, right?
Thank you,
Okay.
One
The
Design.
lobe,
Yep.
right, the nose of it. Okay,
Yep.
well, actually the whole thing, but it has a taper where it's
Oh,
not.
so it'll turn.
Right,
Okay,
exactly.
okay.
The
Now I-
lifter,
now I know
well,
what you're
the
talking
lifter
about.
looks flat, but the lifter is not flat. The lifter actually has a crown to it.
Wow, it's really going fast tonight. Hang on. I can't keep up. I can't keep it from moving.
Oh, that's important. That's important. And I should have done a video on this. I
What's
should
up,
do a
Jim
video
G?
on this. Okay, I got to talk about this for a second. I have found the difference in the lifters that eat themselves up and the ones that you listen to me, right? Listen.
Listen to you.
I checked this against a couple of different lifters at the shop. Okay. Those Chinese lifters we keep talking about that we're having problems with have zero crowns in them. If you measure across, or if you check across the face of the lifter that's that touches the cam lobe, they're completely flat. There is no crown to them at all. The machine's flat. If you look at it real quick, you can see that they have crisscross machining marks on them. They're not ground. Okay, a good lifter, you won't see those marks. You won't see those machining marks because they're ground. They're not okay, and they have a little bit of a crown to them. The lifters that have been giving people problems, the lifters that gave me problems, are completely flat. They have no ability to rotate.
Are you done?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome, Bullnose Garage.
That's important. A lot of guys have.
Well, it's good to know.
Yeah.
You weren't done. He received his UTG hat and already got oil on it. That's a good thing.
Nice.
What's up with mid-80s Buick GNX rear suspension versus Monte Carlo SS?
The GNX used a torque arm. It basically was just a traction bar. It used a single traction bar that was mounted close to the center section of the rear, where the Monte SS and the Olds 442, all of those other cars, none of them had that. They had, and even just the regular Grand National. It was just the GNX that had that torque arm.
When are you making a Six Flags video? What's that?
I don't know what that is. What's this?
I don't know what that is either.
Six
that
Flags
code?
is
Code for something?
parts. I don't know.
I don't know.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. David wants to know, will an engine that was dyno tuned, then installed, need a timing adjustment?
I mean, if the distributor was not disturbed, I mean, I don't see why it would, but I don't know. The way things perform on a dyno is not always the same as they're going to perform in a car, which is one of the reasons why we want to build a rolling dyno.
What's up, Need Metal? He said amusement park. Yeah.
Oh.
Noah Simmons sent you $9.99.
Thank
What
you, Noah.
are your thoughts on a TH400 trans? Swapping the 6-speed auto in my LS3 Camaro for one.
Nothing wrong with the Turbo 400. They're heavy. They do take a bit of power to turn. It's like the difference between a C6 and a C4, or a 727 or a 904. Unless I believe a better choice would probably be a Turbo 350.
Man, I'm glad to hear you say that, because I've got one.
Oh.
That's too big. It's got a Turbo 350.
Turbo 350 is a great transmission. Turbo 400 is overkill for a lot of stuff.
He says he wants to see you go on all the rides.
Oh, I'm not a ride person.
I'm a ride person.
I'm not a ride person.
I stay off
I
those
love
things.
rides.
I see those little wheels turning that fast and think about the bearings.
Tony, what's your
That-
favorite
I
football
don't want to
team?
be on it.
Your favorite football team?
The one that
Say the Jets.
is that the one that
Well, that's
uh,
where we're from. Say the Jets.
that's not the one we have here.
I know.
What's the name of the one we have here?
Titans.
Okay, yeah.
You like the Titans? You don't even know.
I don't know. Whichever one Babe Ruth is on.
Okay, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Chris Peacock? No, Tony doesn't watch sports.
I am sports.
Thanks for the stream. What's your ideal block and head construction for a balanced engine in both reliability and capability?
One more time?
Yeah,
Oh, I gotta find it again. There's a lot of comments tonight. Let's see. Your ideal block and head construction for a balanced engine in both reliability and capability.
Well, I don't know what you mean by construction.
Block and head construction.
I mean, he's talking about aluminum block, aluminum. I mean, the go-to is the iron block with aluminum heads. I would say that's probably the best overall balance of construction, if that's what you mean by construction.
Wasn't that design in the GNX kind of similar to what was in the F-body of the same time with the torque arm?
The F-body is a torque tube.
Okay. Let's see.
Same basic kind of idea, but for a different purpose.
Yeah, that thing had like a U-shaped
Yeah.
thing that went up there. I never had one.
Let's see.
Although I like the third gen.
Funny. Let's see. Uncle Nate says, Uncle Tony, love the video where you evaluate the new Hemi. Have you ever done a similar evaluation comparing LA engines with 90s LA engines, specifically the 318s?
There's no real reason to. The LA and into the Magnum was just a steady string of improvements. So I mean, there's really nothing to. A late LA is superior to an early LA. A Magnum is superior to a late LA. So it's just a continuous series of improvements.
The Dirty Nub sent you $2.
Thank you.
Is this the beginning of serial killer confessions?
I'm
Why?
not gonna. I'm waiting until the deathbed to make all of my various confessions.
Thank you, Dirty Nubs.
Yeah.
Mine
Deathbed
confessions.
stuff is always better. Yeah, mine confessions.
Okay. Jasper says, I'm 19 and have a 52 Studebaker Commander Starlight Coupe with original interior in good, condition. Has one repaint, but it's in good condition. No rust. Original Georgia car.
Nice.
Very nice.
Good luck with it.
What engine?
Didn't say.
Man, I like those cars. That's all.
Can I swap my lockup converter on my TH350 with an older non-lockup?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, but there is a modification you have to make to the oil circuit that feeds the lockup. I don't remember what it is. I mean, physically the converters will. Just Google that. You know, you can Google that and get a much more specific answer than I can give you on that one.
Jasper Stroop sent you $9.99.
Thank you, Jasper.
Thank you so much, Jasper. Let's see.
Buffalo Campbell's gonna want to cut soon.
I'm trying to give you money, you wouldn't take.
Baron sent you $14.60.
Thank you, Barry.
Uncle Tony.
I'm not doing this for you.
You're doing this for the glory.
I enjoy it. I'm
Uncle
just saying,
Tony.
It's getting hot in this fucking.
Yeah, it's a little
truck.
humid. We
Can
need
we
a
go back
fan.
out there?
Let's see what
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, we got sirens. Hang on.
Yeah, this thing's like a dish engine.
All right, it's passing. Any minute now.
It's almost past. Yeah, a little more.
Okay.
As if somebody can't hear him already.
All right, Uncle Tony.
Ah,
Just for me, can you please do a video on Monte Carlos, specifically the 70 to 75 years? I'll sponsor you when I come down there. You guys are great people. Love you lots. I got the money. Baron, you crack
I knew
me
that was
up.
Baron. I knew you had Monte Carlo.
I happen to love those long-nosed Montes.
We don't know anybody with one.
Actually, there's very few Montes I don't love. I like all of them.
First gen. 70 through 72. 71, 70 through 72.
I think of them as long nose. You know,
Okay.
because that's those.
Well, then they had the longer nose, like this, like he has.
Jared.
Second gen. I think that's a second gen.
Jared Rigney says, he's asking me, if it's even possible, what's the best car to introduce my lady friend to spark her interest in old rides? Oh, I don't know.
Easy, man. Take her to
Go
a
to a car show. That's what I thought. Yeah, just go to a car show.
Take her to a car show and
And-
see what she gravitates
Right.
towards.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do.
You know, the thing that you perceive as being a cool car may not necessarily be the thing that she does.
Right.
So yeah, bring her to a car show and see what she gravitates towards, and let her just
Yeah, let her lead the way.
let her lead the way. You know, and if she's into, let's say she sees a Volkswagen Bug and falls in love with that, you know,
That's
well
fine.
don't try to show her a Superbird to say, well, isn't this cooler? Because to her sensibilities, it's not.
Right.
So let her lead the way.
Good thinking, Tony.
Yeah. Well, I know how the women's work.
Tyler wants to know, how do you feel about the Chevette?
I love them. I love them.
Why? I want to hear why.
Because they're so tight inside.
So tight
They're like original like Morris Minis. You know what I mean? And
Oh my god.
yeah, I love those little. You know what I mean? And the Chevette was like the tightest of the tight.
At least they didn't put the engine oil in the transmission oil. You say, man, like the Morris. Is it
Yeah,
Morris
well-
Mini or Mini? Oh no,
Mini
you got
Cooper.
the Mini Cooper. Yeah. Oh, those things are.
No, the original Morris. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I just love them because they're tight. You know.
Derek wants to know, do you have a big block in your fleet at the moment?
Yeah, we have there's a 440 in our 67 Charger, and there's a dual quad 400 in our 68 Roadrunner, and there's another big block car someplace in the mix.
The Charger engine is one Kathy built, right?
Kathy built the 440, but our Dyno Mule is going to have a big block also.
Blake wants to know, do you worry much about hardened valve seats?
Not really,
No?
not really.
Let's see. Uncle Google.
But you know that varies from manufacturer to manufacturer. You know, not every manufacturer had their material, had their cylinder heads cast in the same materials, the same composition of materials. So some are better than others. You know, with the Chryslers, even though the earlier ones don't have hardened seats, the composition of the cast metal is such that it does dissipate the heat nicely, and it doesn't etch the seats the same way that, let's say, I remember like Oldsmobiles had a severe problem with etching. Some of the Fords had a bad problem with the etching. You don't really have that so much with the Chryslers.
Just wondering, what are your feelings about the Ford 460 7.5 engine?
The Godzilla motor? Is that what you talking about?
Yeah, the 4467.5.
385 series engine.
You talking about the 385 or you talking about the new one?
I don't know, the 467.5. I don't know what that is.
460.
Yes.
7.5. That's the Lima motor.
Yeah, it's like the 429.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one they call the 385 series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
no. The 385 was the FE.
No.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, the 385 was the 429.
428.
If that isn't confusing.
428.
428. 428.
Well, what do you think about it, Tony?
427 is an FE. 428 is an FE.
Feet, right. Well, see, I've had all those engines, so all the confusion.
This is why Buff Del Campo makes the big bucks.
Man.
Barron
It is
said-
confusing.
It is confusing.
Ford at the same time had a 427, 428, 429.
Barron sent you $5. Tony, if we meet, will you put an official video of you, me, and Uncle Kathy on your main channel? I
Okay.
promise to behave most of the time.
No problem, brother. Man.
Sure.
I just show up and he lets me sit
Yeah.
here, so
Yeah.
show up.
Hey, can we get out of this thing yet? It's
It's the
suffocating.
humidity went up
He's
in here.
Kathy the girl and is she Tone's wife. Yes and
It's
yes.
Kathy the
I'm a
girl.
girl.
Let's get out of here.
All right.
You gotta go first.
Yeah,
I have
it's
to go
for-
first. You gotta move my chair for me.
Yep.
Okay, that's,
All
I
right.
guess that's.
Hang on, guys.
Yeah,
We're
that's you're
moving
the
again.
crew.
I'm the crew.
Okay.
Buff Del Crew.
Lame crew. Don't slip on this crap.
Don't fall. Be careful.
Yeah, you know I'm gonna slip on this.
It's getting hot in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
You
is.
need a fan or air
You
conditioning.
got lots of fans.
Air conditioning's nice. Tony, did you talk about the Mustang that you're gonna put the Godzilla motor in? You talk about that.
Oh, what's a
Imaginary
Godzilla motor?
Mustang with the imaginary Godzilla motor? No. Ow!
Oh, are you alright?
I'm fine.
I did that.
Yeah.
When
I
I
did that getting in the back of my van yesterday.
Yep, I hit my
There's
head
a
on
hook
that.
up there, and I put my head right into it.
Okay, sit so I
Oh,
can
much
position
better.
myself. Are you in place? Wait, can you get my coffee? Thank you,
I
Uncle
got something
Tony.
light in there anyway.
I'm sorry, I forgot something.
I don't know.
Thank you.
I only shut the lights so we don't have a dead battery.
Okay. I'll get in position. Hang on, guys. Hang on.
Turn off the studio lights,
Okay.
which is a dome light in a van.
Yeah. All right, that's better.
Do you see why it's so good to have a mobile broadcast?
Right, yeah.
Sucker?
You really gotta do a
If
Mustang?
that white van is still there next week, you should just seize it and underpin it. Which on?
Oh yeah, okay, Mustang. Fox. This one, Fox. Fairmont. Something else.
All right, guys.
Yeah. Seriously.
Good night, Ray. Let's see. Living in a gas station parking lot on the next UTG. We don't live there, guys.
You could live here.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to.
If you end up homeless for whatever reason,
Live in your
I
caravan?
seriously recommend a racetrack gas station.
They have food, they have toilet. No
They got-
showers.
They
No
got
showers.
everything. Well,
Crazy.
no showers.
No showers.
But no, seriously, it's if you end up homeless, find a racetrack gas station. I mean, I know pilots and a lot of guys like they go homeless. You know, the
They
old
go
lady kicks them
homeless.
out and shit, and they go to a pilot. They look for a pilot, but I'm telling you, a racetrack has a higher quality of everything here.
Okay. Let's see. When you lived in Brooklyn, did you ever work for Tony Danza?
No, I moved out of Brooklyn when I was 8 years old. We moved to Staten Island.
But we talked about this the other day. You did babysit Alyssa Milano.
Yes, I did.
Uncle Tony babysat for Alyssa Milano from Who's the Boss.
She was a baby.
Yeah, she was a baby. She lived across the street. Uncle Tony trivia. Let's see. Racetrack seems quite good for gas station food and stuff. Olive, the coffee is really excellent.
Yeah, we had their pizza today, and it was actually it was pretty good. The cheese is real mutz. They didn't put enough sauce on it,
No.
but they did have a nice thick crust. I like a thick crust. So yeah, I mean, like thumbs up all the way around. And the pizza, large pizza, it was $8.
Race Red says, my Famron I race uses a 460. That's 60 over Edelbrock aluminum heads, 13 to 1 compression with a 1080 Dominator carb. Goes 977s all out.
Yeah, that's nice. That
Nice.
sounds really stout. That's a nice combination.
Let's see.
You were talking about compression. There was some big block Chryslers, and sometime in the 60s, 426 wedge.
Yeah.
I think they had like 13.
They came with 2 head gaskets. Both one head gasket. They were 12 and a half to 1, 12 and a quarter to 1.
Okay.
With the 2 head gaskets, you pulled one out because it was steel shim gaskets. You could
Okay.
stack those, and you ended up with 13 and 1.
Could you run that today with, or would you have trouble getting fuel?
Well, remember the gas. See, that's another thing too, right? Octane is not the same.
No, I know it's this RM plus.
Yeah, people don't realize
And
that.
then it was a different.
93 octane today is the same as 101 from the old days.
So you could run it.
Yeah,
Can you give Scott King a shout out?
Scott King.
Scott King.
Scott King.
What's going on with Bottle Rocket?
I'm cleaning up parts underneath it. I had to redo the trans. I put a set of slicks on it. We took it for a test it out by the shop. I crunched second gear, so I rounded up all the bits and pieces, put it all back together again. And right now she's sitting up on jack stands, and I'm just underneath the car cleaning things, scraping. They're all shit that we took shortcuts on and rushed through when we originally put the car together. I'm going through all of that now to straighten it all out. And I think next Saturday, if the weather's good and we can get a dog chicken sitter for next Saturday, we'll probably take it out to the truck next Saturday night.
Hey Buff, Bert Siegel wants to know, how many Duluth shirts do you own?
How many what?
How many
Duluth shirts.
Duluth t-shirts do
Oh
you
God!
have?
You know, I bought a big pile of them,
That's
and they were on sale, so I bought them. I know I should start wearing something else,
No, that's good. They'll know you as Mr. Duluth.
Mr. Duluth.
Jeffrey says, good day from Cairns. Am I saying that right? Queensland, Australia.
Good day.
Good day. Can you get me some more shirts? Yeah. Does Tony know Richard Holdner?
I've never met him personally. We've talked. What a great guy. I totally enjoy his videos. Have you seen Richard Holdner?
You know, you told me about him, and I was like, I don't know who he is. And I went home and I looked. I'm subscribed to his channel. Yeah, I know who he is, and I watch it all the time.
Richard
Yeah.
Holdner. There's
Yep.
a lot of good YouTube channels out there, but his is the best. He cuts through the fucking nonsense. There's no bullshit. And it's like, if you're not subscribed to this guy, if you haven't watched his videos, absolutely check him out. Richard Holdner. I don't know him personally. We've talked on the phone. We've talked about collaborating on things, and we probably will at some point down the road. But for right now, we're each doing our own stuff. But yeah, absolutely. Richard Holdner's videos are amazing.
When you asked me, I didn't recognize his name, and I went home. I was like, oh, of course I know who this is. Yeah, good stuff. I'm an R&D guy, and he fits right into that.
Yeah.
Jupiter's Mustang Mike says, Buff is cool. He can't be rattled. I like that dude.
Oh, Buff is
I can't get rattled.
no,
Yeah.
nothing rattles him. This is the Rock. That's why I keep him, because I'm so on the
You're
edge
so
of
fragile.
flaking out at every minute that when I feel that coming on, that I want to just curl up in a ball. And, this is not real. This is not real.
Right.
This is not real. I look at Buff, and there's my strength.
I
Yeah.
freak out after.
Afterwards,
Yeah,
I've had engines quit in single engine airplanes.
yeah.
You just do what you got to do and get the thing on the ground, and then you freak out. Because
Well,
then you realize what happened.
Adam wants to know, what's a stronger Chevy/GM manual transmission? A Saginaw 3-speed or the 5-speed manual in 80s and 90s cars?
The Saginaw 3-speed is a pretty tough transmission. If you're talking about strength, yeah, the Saginaw, the 3-speed's got it. No question about it. But I mean, the 5-speed's obviously a more versatile transmission.
Richard Holdner, Engine Masters on steroids.
Well, Engine Masters, I never missed that either. You watch Engine Master? Are you subscribed to all that, or?
No, I'm not subscribed
Okay.
to it. I've seen Engine Masters. I don't have any. I can't say anything bad about Engine Masters, except that they drag things out a little bit. Where Richard is like right to the point.
Oh, yeah.
My problem with Engine Masters is that they take 8 minutes worth of material and stretch it out into, you know what I mean? And at that point, I start to lose interest.
It's personalities and all that.
I don't need to see personalities.
Right.
I need to see
But I still-
results. So I find it whenever I watch an Engine Masters thing, and I do, I refer to it fairly often because there is good material there.
Yep.
I always fast forward. I'm always like jumping ahead. Just show me the fucking results already.
426 Biggie says, I used to work with the fastest man in Canada, Wally Dyke or Dick. Do you know him?
I do not.
D-Y-C-K?
Don't know.
You don't know him. Okay.
No.
Let's
But I did know the quickest accelerating human on Earth, Slayman Sammy Miller.
Yeah. What clutch is in Bottle Rocket? The stock diaphragm clutch in my Dodge van is super soft.
Yeah, I don't use diaphragm clutches in any performance application, and I try not to use them in any type of daily driver. I'm strictly a B&B guy, free finger, right? Bottle Rocket has it's the stock clutch for a 1970, 1971 Street Henny. That's the application for it.
Which is a 3-finger.
It's a 3-finger, yes, right? But that's and only because I don't know how much clutch we need, and I believe in a soft clutch. I know a lot of people are no Marcel, you know, they're looking for a 3-finger, you know, like a ceramic fucking like lock it down and go. And I don't believe that there's any real advantage to that. I like a softer clutch that has some give on the shifts. There's less breakage, there's less tug on the motor, there's less chance of detonating the motor on a pull. So I look to have a little tiny bit of clutch slip in any manual transmission that I put together.
Hoosier Garage sent you $6.
Thank you, Uzi.
Because bitter old Brian, it's Cottrell Cabral, doesn't seem to like you.
Oh, he hates me. He hates my guts. But we put him on the map.
He's
we got
okay.
him like 100 subscribers.
Yeah, it's all right.
And I know he's watching. Hey, Brian.
He's allowed.
Hey, Brian.
He can hate us. It makes him happy. Scott Kuhn sent you $10.
Thank you, Scott.
Got a pile of suspension parts and 15-inch alloys off an 88 Daytona for the 93 Dynasty, and the AC quit. As near as I can tell, it's still charged with R12. The best car is paid for, though.
Okay. So it's still charged, but it's not working. So
Yeah.
it's probably a low charge. What you do is find the dryer bottle, right? And there's going to be a pressure switch on there, and jump out the pressure switch. There's going to be 2 wires on it, right? Or sometimes a plug with 2 wires. Take it off and jump that out. If it functions with that jumped out, it means your charge is low. Throw half a can in, call it a day, right?
12 R12.
No, you can use 134, and you can mix
Yeah, he's got
12 and
R12.
134.
That's really good.
Yeah, but
You're gonna have to pay for a little R12.
No, you
just
can
mix
fill
it.
134. Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah, I've never
done
done
it. You know, just empty out the 12 and just fill it with 134. Make sure you use a good ester oil in there. Put an oil shot in before you do that. But that's probably what it is. Other than that, I can't really give you troubleshooting on the whole AC system.
Brian Brinker wants to know, are you guys at the racetrack off Highway 24?
No, we're at the racetrack off.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I lied.
We
Sometimes
are.
I do that. You know what I mean? I pretend I'm
Exit
someplace
80?
else. Exit
Exit
80
80.
off I-24. Yeah.
Right there is exit 80. We can see it. Right there.
And we'll be here until what time does Green Acres go on?
I don't know, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Green Acre. That determines the timing and everything.
Yeah, that's
doesn't it?
what we call it a night. So we got to be out of here by quarter to 10.
Did you make it last week? You're getting close.
Yeah, we were a little bit late.
What state do we live in? Tennessee. Someone got the COVID. No, nobody's got the COVID. The allergies here are really horrible right now. Tony lives
humidity all
in
of a sudden,
parks.
huh?
That's
Do you
gonna
watch
rain,
Roadkill,
isn't it?
Tony? Do you watch Roadkill?
On occasion.
Let's see. Is a 750 vacuum secondary too much for a 318?
No.
If so, what would you consider the biggest carburetor that would work?
Nope, 750 vacuum secondary is just about perfect for a 318.
Let's see. Tony could start an RV park. No. Salty Cracker is my new favorite channel. What is that? Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't heard of it. Salty Cracker. What's
Yeah,
that about?
No idea.
Oh.
Wow, you're right. Tony's getting fat. You getting fat, Tony?
It's this way.
He just ate a
Oh, I
bunch of
got
pizza.
fat. Trying to get the weight off.
It's just the way I'm sitting.
Yeah, it's just the way he's sitting. Gigi Allen says, "Love your videos, Tony. Very knowledgeable and wholesome in its own way." Thank
Somebody-
you, Gigi Allen.
Somebody named Gigi Allen calling my videos
Wholesome.
is like,
That's awesome.
thank you, brother, man. See, people don't know who Gigi Allen is.
No.
Google Gigi Allen, right?
Oh, he's crazy. He was crazy.
He was part of the New York City that I grew up in. That was like part of the landscape.
crazy.
See, I missed that whole thing.
It's
I was
a-
on the West Coast.
Good
The
thing.
Gigi Allen, right? He OD'd at a party. Okay? He died. They left his body laying around for 3 days. Okay?
Oh, gross.
Then they had an open casket. Wait, they had an open
I'm
casket.
gonna throw up thinking
funeral
about
for
it.
This guy wearing just his fucking underwear, a leather jacket, and a bottle of fucking scotch.
Yeah. He was wearing a jockstrap.
Jockstrap.
Not an
Jockstrap.
underwear,
He was just wearing a
jockstrap.
jockstrap, yeah.
Did you know this person?
No,
but
he was well written
in
about.
part of my landscape.
Okay.
New York in the 70s.
New York in the 70s. You had to be there. You
Yeah.
had to be there.
Yeah, who's your crush? Let's see. Thank you, Uncle Tony.
You're welcome.
The toilet rockers. Ah. Let's see. Fun with bodywork. I feel your pain.
I'm in a lot of pain.
Yeah,
I'm
Tony's
sore.
very unhappy.
Very
He's very
unhappy.
grouchy. He's very unhappy.
I'm
He
making
kinda-
progress.
He stares into the vast wasteland.
I'm making progress though. The front fender is done and it's straight and it looks really good. The door's giving me problems.
Door's giving you problems?
Yeah.
Okay, Blue Line Abolitionist says, why did you choose the SP2 setup for the daily driver over the original TBI heads and manifolds? Does the app provide that much more torque?
I believe that it does. I mean, I did this, I put it together on a hunch, you know. I wanted as much low and mid-range torque as I could possibly get because the whole idea with this car was to get good gas mileage, very tractable around town with the AC on and all of that. And so I just hedged all of my bets with the smallest ports. And I did port them. I did clean up the ports. But I used a 318 head with a small valve, small port, and the SP2 intake manifold, which has an extremely long, very small runner. And the little bit of time that we've run the car around, we probably put about 200 miles on it total. It worked out perfect. It worked out perfect. The car's just an absolute joy to drive.
Who's Your Garage wants to know, can Tony give me a recommendation? I'll send a decal, even an emergency contact if I get hurt.
I don't know what you want. What does he want me to do?
I don't know, recommendation? What do you want?
I recommend you.
We recommend you.
Absolutely.
Dakota wants to know.
Dakota.
Hi, Dakota.
Hi, Dakota.
Think a Ford 289 will rev to 8K safely. I want to build a high revving Ford 289 after I get my Trans Am done.
8, no. Not safely. 7, yeah. 8, no. The strength of parts, right? Bottom end parts, just engine parts in general, valve springs and everything else. It gets exponentially, once you cross like the 6,000 RPM Rubicon, it becomes exponentially more difficult to keep the thing happy and alive. $7,000 is like way pushing to the outer limits of anything you're gonna do reliably with a conventional, like, you know, muscle car style V8. 8,000 RPM, that's a fucking race motor, and you're talking about very exotic stuff all the way through to keep it alive.
Okay, Emmanuel wants to know Chevy LS Rocker Trunnion update. When is it needed?
Chevy LS Rocker Trunnion update, I don't know.
You don't know?
You have to ask me a little bit more better versed in that than I am.
Okay.
I have
What were
a
you gonna
question.
say? Yes.
Can you talk about connecting rods H versus I-beam? And do you know anything about the engineering behind
I do.
that? And is there any advantage to changing the stock ports?
I mean, I've seen aftermarket rods both ways. You know, I mean,
Okay.
You know, it's the preference of the manufacturer. I don't really think there's a distinct advantage either way.
When is the UTG golf outing?
This
Oh, we
Wednesday,
should do that. None of us know how to play golf. We should
This-
totally do that.
There's a
This
frisbee golf on it?
Wednesday at 2:30, and
Wait, Jim has your golf clubs
Jim Campuzano has my golf clubs. Yes.
in Florida. He takes them to Florida.
Frisbee golf. You ever play frisbee golf?
No.
Or is that a Western thing?
No, that's not.
Yeah, that's a sports thing.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, I try to stay away from things like that. But yeah,
Well, they fly, you know.
it's
I guess a golf ball does
this
too.
Wednesday,
Excuse me, guys.
2:35 p.m. Sisters of the Merciful Paint Chip Church
Sisters
off
of the Merciful Paint Chip.
Highway 88 here in Murfreesboro.
Sisters of the Merciful Paint Chip?
They're a very good organization.
Okay. Tony, you ever spend any time in Atlantic City?
A little bit.
A little
Not-
bit.
Not very much. A little bit.
We don't like to gamble. Let's see. Miniature golf. Yeah, that's fun. Let's see. Any opinion or experience on the DZ302 Chevy?
Any experience? I mean, I remember them being around. Not in my adult life. I remember them being around when I was a kid. Any real experience with them? No. I mean, I was very aware of them because they were really good running cars. As long as you had a good driver. Those engines, they needed to be revved, they needed to be power shifted. It took a good driver to make those things work, just like the Boss 302s. You know, great cars in the right hands. In the wrong hands, they were stone. Those 302 Chevys and the 302 Fords, in the wrong hands are like mid 16-second cars. In the right hands, they'll run on the bottom 13s. It's like those are really drivers' cars. You know, there weren't something you could just anybody could make work.
Brian Glade says, "Hi, Uncle COVID.
What's going on, Brian?
I was in Indiana last weekend with family and yelled out the window as soon as I crossed the border."
Nice.
When's the next time you plan to head to a drag strip?
I'm thinking next Saturday.
This coming Saturday. It's pouring.
This coming Saturday?
Yeah, letting you know. Yeah, we've got storms all weekend coming in.
It's only Sunday. We still got 6 days to go.
No, I know. I watched the whole forecast.
Weather permitting.
Weather permitting,
Weather
which
permitting.
it never
I'd
does.
like to go next Saturday. The forecast can change. If not, it'll be the week after.
Yeah, we've got crazy weather. Let's see. Armando says, what carburetor would Tony recommend for a 69 C10 454 TH350 with a mild cam for a street vehicle?
Go in and block 800 on that. And on a 454, you just bolt it out of the box. It's calibrated just about perfectly for that.
Let's see. Tony, you're the best around, Abe says.
Well, thank
Thank you, Abe. That was very nice.
Do you agree with that, Buff?
See, some people like you, Tony.
Not Brian Cabral. He doesn't like.
No, he doesn't.
But you know, I'm only doing this because I have such a fragile ego.
I know.
You're right, though. When guys like him come around, you know you're doing well.
That's right. You gotta have your haters. You gotta have your haters. You gotta have your trolls. If you don't, you're not being successful.
Let's see. Chris says I'm gonna become a nomad and live in a box truck and drag a race car behind my house.
You wouldn't be the first one. Lots of guys did that. That was living the dream for a lot of people for a lot of years.
Okay. Let's see. When have the weather forecasters been correct? Never. And in Tennessee, though, the weather changes constantly, so.
You know what's a shame?
What?
You know what's a shame? Back in the day, okay, when I say back in the day, I mean through the 60s and the 70s, the 80s, the 90s even, right? For like a 40, 50-year period there. Guys who wanted to live that kind of lifestyle, where you just want to, all I want to do is just fucking go to drag strip. I just want to live in a truck and go to drag strip to drag strip. They were able to do it with exhibition cars, right? And for a while, like funny cars, because they were used as for match racing and whatnot. So you could run twice a week, once, twice, 3 times a week, and just stay on the road all through the year, because you had exhibition type of racing, jet cars, wheelie cars, funny cars, all different kinds of things. And that gave guys who wanted to live that kind of lifestyle like an opportunity. But that doesn't exist anymore. There's no more exhibition stuff out there anymore.
No more jets or any of that?
There's a handful of them, but it's not the same. Like, tracks don't put them in the way they used to. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I get when my kids were little, I get them to go to the drag strip because they had like a jet car or
Right.
something. All the flames and noise, and they show up before they
Oh, there
run.
used to be
Kids
100
loved
jet
it.
cars running all over the country. Now
Kids loved it.
But because those types of events that have that type of deal, they don't exist anymore.
Abe wants to know why I don't answer him. I don't know, Abe. I'm sorry. I didn't see your question. Let's see. Max wants to know, ever worked on any AMCs? What's your opinion on them?
I worked on many AMCs, and I actually love the things. I was just watching Regular Car Review just did an AMC Matador. It was like a 73, 72, 73 Matador.
Not the one with the big bug eyes, the one that.
No, the
I had
the
one of
earlier
those.
one.
Yeah, I know. I don't
before
like
that.
like the machine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joan Wilburn says Brian Cabral is on the verge of stalking you.
Yeah, that's cool.
Uh,
You know, stalkers too. You need your stalkers.
Not really. I could do without them. Let's see. It's going to be hot in Tennessee the next week. Yeah, it's supposed to be like 105 degrees
Great.
this week.
That's not good when it's humid.
No.
I'm switching to nocturnal. This week I think I'm switching
Yeah,
to
no, you're not
nocturnal.
doing body work if you're in the daytime.
Yeah, and then the heat will make the fender grow a little bit. And have a
Thank you.
buckle in it.
Yeah.
How do I know this?
How's the body work coming along?
Fender is done straight. Looks really good, if I do say so myself. Door I'm having a problem with. I thought I had it knocked, and then I started actually scrutinizing, and it had a big wave in it. So I had to take everything off, rework the metal a little bit, and by rework the metal, I mean I bashed it with a fucking hammer a couple of times. Got it to where it's got to be, and now I gotta fill it.
You gotta feel it. It's supposed to be 111 in El Paso tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's kind of hot.
In Yuma it used to be like that. 115 average all summer. Sometimes hotter, sometimes it cool off up to 110.
Michael the man says, Tony's lying. I saw the video of that waffle panel.
Waffle panel.
I don't know. Which panel is he talking about? The fender?
Probably. No, the fender is dead straight.
Okay.
It looked. You were talking about what was wrong with it. It looked pretty good.
It was okay. I blocked it, primed it, blocked the primer, and there's no high spots, there's no low spots. It's even all the way across. The fender worked out perfect.
A lot of action tonight.
Oh yeah,
That's what happens when you live in the big city.
that's the sound of danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like Chevy 350 Vortec or 350 TBI better? I prefer TBI. Vortec more complicated. Bad intakes, bad injector setup, bad distributor design. Your thoughts?
Yeah, but really good cylinder heads.
Okay. Let's see. Antonio says, Bottle Rocket vid recommenced 2 days ago. Watched all of them. Any advice? 318 2-barrel, good trans, bad idle, only runs if high. Starts and dies if lowered to keep from breaking U-joints.
That sounds like a problem in the carburetor's low speed circuit, idle circuits. You got a BBD on there. Take it apart and go through it. And when you do trying to think where you would find it. I can't think off the top of my head where you'd find a blockage in that. But yeah, that sounds like a problem with the low speed circuitry on that carburetor.
Dakota says, I think I deserve to be promoted to admin or moderator or vice president on UTG.
Somebody time out Dakota.
No! Don't put Dakota in timeout.
Time out Dakota.
Don't time out
You gotta
Dakota.
beat him down a little bit, you know?
We love you, Dakota.
Yeah, and this is tough love. Put him in timeout.
If we made him a mod, he would just like be putting Fubar in timeout. Oh no! John Wilburn deleted him.
That's
Aw.
what happens. Tough love. It's tough love.
Oh no. It's
He'll
terrible,
be back.
Tony.
He'll be back.
Terrible. Anywhere on the UTG pencils? Zero wants to know. Zero, did you get your package?
Is it Zero's birthday?
Friday was Zero's birthday. Happy birthday,
Happy
Zero.
birthday. It's Zero's birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
We didn't get him anything.
You don't
No,
even get
I
older,
sent
you
him
know,
his
look
package of his winnings. Dakota, you deserve a timeout. High crime in Tennessee tonight, yeah. Dakota, you're crazy. Covered in the air run. Let's see. We want to see if you're going to do that SE. Which SE?
What?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Let's see. Time to move out. No, it's not bad here. It's really not at all. Did zip ties and bias pliers get thrown off loop tube? I have no idea. Actually, zip ties sent us promotional
Did he send
video
us the link?
for a giveaway. Yes, I have the link,
Okay.
but I didn't put it in community because you had just posted in community
All right,
that
so-
day, and it's not wouldn't come up right away.
Yeah, an important
So
message
today,
from Zip Ties coming up tomorrow.
yeah,
on our
his
community.
good buddy coming up in community. Let's see. My God, at the sirens. It's not bad. Let's see. Remember the 69 Z28 called Bad Company, fastest small block car in Staten Island
I
with
remember that
real
car.
D7302 motor spinning almost 9,000 RPM.
I remember that car. Didn't ship with the dancing bear
Excuse me.
car that was a C-gas vet. Wasn't that the same motor that he was running around in? I do remember the car. I remember the car. It was like a powder blue, light blue. It was a few different colors of blue. It said Bad Company on the back spoiler. I remember that car.
Ridge Runner sent you $5.
Thank you, Ridge Runner.
My 360 LA with purple shop cam vibrates the windows in my house. Laugh out loud. Ream those ridges.
That's rich.
Thank you, Ridge Runner. Okay, let's see. Is Dakota okay? I'm a little worried about
Did we
him.
time him out or we delete him?
I don't know. His message is getting deleted. He'll be back. Dakota gets equal love from Fubar, Ari, and I. Yeah, John. Some random guy says, "Good day, mates. Hope you guys are staying safe over there. Much love from Australia."
Oh,
What's
we're
up?
too safe. Waiting for the danger. We need some danger.
There's no danger here.
You're right.
Do we watch Donut Media?
Yes, yeah. Actually, I haven't in a while. There's a lot of videos I haven't been catching, but yeah, I enjoy a lot of their stuff.
I watched some of this.
Yeah.
Good morning from Australia. How you doing? Good morning, Australia.
Good morning. Good day.
Let's see. Just got an old Beetle. How do you feel about hot rodding old bugs?
Well, I mean, what's not to love?
Dakota will be back in about 2 minutes. If I buy a coffee mug, how much are the stickers? Okay, we don't actually have the coffee mugs. Those come from
Those are from a
Teespring.
different-
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Teespring.
you order them through Teespring and they ship it directly to you. Those are the only two items that are on the on YouTube. All the
Yeah,
other
it-
stuff is in our store on the website, and we handle all of that.
Yeah, just go to UncleTony'sGarage.com, and you'll see we have the store there.
Do you have a link to that?
There
What?
should be a link at the
Okay.
end of each video.
Oh, Fubar just posted the link.
Thank you, Fubar.
Remember when Sammy Miller blew all the windows out of the towers at Englishtown?
I remember him blowing the windows out. I mean, I saw him many times in Englishtown. I don't remember. I don't remember. No, I don't recall any windows getting blown out. But I mean, maybe I just wasn't there that night.
What's your opinion on tunnel ram intake? Street worthy or strip only?
They're definitely streetable. You know, it just depends on the carburetors you put on there. Go check out Unity Motorsports Garage. We just did the feature on his pickup truck a couple of last week, was it? And he's running a tunnel ram on that thing. He's going. The thing runs 1160s in the quarter, and he gets 16 miles to the gallon with a tunnel ram. So yeah, they're absolutely streetable if you know what you're doing with them.
Emmanuel says, I want UTG travel tumblers.
I don't know what that is.
Tony doesn't know what that is. Like, you know those metal things that we drink coffee out of?
That's a travel tumbler?
Tumbler.
Really?
It's hard for me to talk. I can't
I
breathe.
just learned something new. Did you know that?
What's that?
What a travel tumbler was?
No.
We now know.
Let's see. Okay. You can't be serious 03. UT. 55 Chevy pickup. Big block 454. 420 horsepower. 500 torque stock suspension. Willing to tub, hang on, the bed. How wide of a tire would you run and what suspension currently stock? Just want a fun street freak.
You know, I'm not big on very wide. I like a tall tire. I like a footprint front to back. To me, is more attractive for a street strip type of thing than just flat out wide. So if you want to tub it, you're asking the wrong person. I would say if you get a 10-inch wide tire in there, 28, 29-inch tall, I think you're ahead of the game if you try to go to a 12, 14-inch wide tire, and so I'm the wrong guy to ask about tubbing. You're not going to find me recommending that too often.
Zero says ashtrays, UTG. Come on.
We should do ashtrays.
Let's see. Do they make an LS3 tunnel ram?
I have no idea.
No, you don't know. What's your opinion on the invasion of Barra Motors recently in America?
My opinion on it?
Yeah.
I don't have an opinion on it.
You don't?
No, what is it? The Barra, the Australian.
Oh,
I don't really have an opinion on it. I mean, I know they build extremely high quality stuff, but I don't really have an opinion on it.
Okay. Oops. Let's see. Why do you like the tall tire versus wide tire?
It takes less power to turn. Remember, you got to carry that tire with you the whole rest of the track, right? What you're using for the initial hit, and the first, let's say 50 feet, whatever, where you really need the traction. Now you're carrying that tire for the whole rest of the trip. They're heavy. There's a lot of parasitic loss to a wide tire. When you go with a taller tire, there's less parasitic loss. It's easier for the drivetrain to move the car. And if you do, especially if you're talking about like a bias, like a slick, where you've got a pronounced front-back contact patch. Because remember now, it's all about contact patch. It's all about contact patch. A narrower tire with a front-to-back contact patch, as the car is accelerating, as it's moving down the track, the tire is actually growing, right? You don't have to go 300 miles an hour to get tire growth. It'll start to grow at about 40, 50 miles an hour. And that contact patch starts to diminish. It's less of a burden for the second half of the track.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they want the ashtrays, Tony. Let's see. Hang on. Are you guys gonna put people's names on Bottle Rocket window? Yes, we are.
Yes.
Tasman says, "What's up, guys? On the big road,
All right.
rolling. Hang on, in the 18-wheeler. Very cool, Tasman. Be
That's it.
careful." Let's see. Wild Rose Garage. Tony, got my 488 old stroker running strong with the help from your tips and tricks.
Nice.
Thanks a lot, man. I put a video up on her on my channel last night, wide open. You should go check it out.
We will check it. Can you remember
Wild
to check that
Rose
out?
Garage.
Yes.
What is it called?
It won't let me
Wild
subscribe
Rose
to
Garage.
channels anymore from comments, so that's, I don't know why. Try and remember Wild Rose Garage.
Wild Rose Garage.
How do we get one of UT's purple shirts?
You can have this one. You don't want this one. This one stinks.
Yeah, because you need a shower. It's
Oh,
like
please,
100
yeah, I need a
degrees
shower.
today. Oh, let's see. Hang on. UTG can cozies? UTG air fresheners? Yeah, they'll smell like cigarettes. UTG shift knobs. Is Buff an A&P? What's an A&P?
No, all my certification was in the military.
Okay. Let's see. Will Lamb Chop's name be on Bottle Rocket? He contributed a lot.
No. He didn't contribute all that much, but that's besides the point.
Johnny Lightning sent you $5.
Thank you, John.
Building a Mile 360 Magnum. What is your opinion on the bottom end strength? Will the rod/main bolts hold to 6,000, 6,500 RPM? Will the cast crank hold?
Yes. 6,000 RPM, you're safe all the way across. That's a stick a winner's tray in it and call it a day. How would I have made out in the military? What do you think?
You should have gone.
You would have been a good guy to have, but you have to trim
Yeah.
hair,
He used to have short hair.
And then you probably would not enjoy that a lot. Now, as a contractor,
Yeah.
the last 13 years I was around, contractor, I could do that if I wanted. And there were guys that did.
I would want to invade things. Did you ever invade anything?
Nah, see, I worked on airplanes. You know what a C-5 is? Giant transport aircraft.
Yeah, I would want to.
I worked on C-5s. I worked on big transports. And then when I got into the UAVs, I always wanted to be on something smaller. And then I got UAVs, they gave you this little tiny airplane. You could fly it through a C-5. I said, no, not that small. I'm looking for like a fighter jet, So I worked on like both ends. Little tiny, not so tiny, unmanned stuff, and big giant airplanes.
You should have joined the
If
military.
you want to invade, it's special forces. My son's in special forces.
That's what I
in the
would do.
Army. And
You're too
so
old,
a lot
Tony.
of times he just looks like a terrorist.
Count me in.
Jim Lemon says, I have a 1978 Oldsmobile Cutlass with a 66 425 with turbo 350.
Nice.
Suggestion on rear end gears?
It's a torque motor. I mean, I don't know what you're looking for, but I would say anywhere in the 320 to 390 range is probably going to be about ideal for that. Street strip.
Tess Tickles sent you 99 cents and a diamond.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Tess. UT could have fought in Vietnam. Every day is like Vietnam, King Eric.
Vietnam.
Not
Doing
really.
that. Oh, you were too young. You were
Yeah.
too
I
young.
remember Vietnam.
You were too,
Yeah,
you
but I mean,
remember it, but you were too young.
Because I'm older than you are, and when I went in, everything was winding down. I was a Vietnam era vet, but everything was winding down.
I had to sign up for the selective service in like 1977, I think.
But they weren't calling.
No.
You just had to sign up. Yeah, but just before I went in was the end of the draft, so I enlisted.
Keith was an aircraft mechanic for 30 years.
Who was?
Don't join the military. Laugh my ass off, Ernest says. You're too old, Tony.
I'd still like to go invade things.
You can't go invade
I would
anything.
love
Not
to.
at your age.
Just do it on your own.
I should, right? We should start our own militia.
Just
No, seriously,
made
right?
a drag strip or something.
UT was 13 when Vietnam was over. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I was 19.
We commandeered a timing tower and took hostages once.
Ridge Runner sent you $5.
Thank you, man.
My 360 has 450 horsepower, 6-inch lift, 456 gears. What size floor mat should I run?
Oh, I don't know. I would say a rubber mat. No, I would say a rubber mat, just in case you have to vomit at some point
I
for
think it
whatever
depends
reason.
on the size of the visors.
Bedliner.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I would just do the whole interior in diamond plate, but that's just me. And shag, a mixture of diamond plate and shag. You know,
I have done interiors
extremes.
in aluminum, 016, 16,000 stick aluminum. It's light. I know how to work with it.
UT should start his own country.
I know.
Jupiter Mustang Mike says, USAF, we don't like when people ruin our country's infrastructure. Nebuchadnezzar says, I was 22 in 1968 after serving in U.S. Navy Vietnam.
Oh man. But thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you very much.
That was a tough time.
Sorry if it's been discussed. I just joined. When is Bottle Rocket going back to the track?
Oh, we were talking about next Saturday, but evidently the forecast is for rain all the way through. But if it does clear up, if we're good next Saturday, we'll go next Saturday. If not, it'll be the week after.
Okay.
I think we're going to try to do some test hits with it this week, though. Again, it all depends on the weather.
All right, I'm not filming if it's 100 degrees out. I'm going to tell you that right now. Have you heard of Mirabido Performance in Australia?
I have not.
Let's see. What's up, Jim in Vancouver? Everyone knows you have to match the window roll-up knob to the floor mats. Come
Yes.
on. Right, Zero?
Absolutely.
What's up, Nicholas? Jake says, Jake? Is it
Jake.
Jake? I don't know. Jake says, I need a new balancer for my 360. What do you recommend? It's a street strip car. I'm having a hard time over here.
Under 6,000 RPM, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this stock damper. I mean, you could go for an aftermarket damper, but unless rules, require it for whatever reason, or you're going to see extended use over, let's say, 6,000 RPM, which you're probably not, I would say just stick with the stock damper, stock style damper.
Rude Mopar dude just got home from Chrysler Nationals. How was it?
Hey, on that damper question, that 360 damper question, I don't remember what year you said, right? But the later roller cam 360s have a nicer damper. The weight is encased as, the extra bit of the counterweight there is encased, as opposed to the earlier ones where it kind of sticks out. So yeah, I would try to use a roller cam 360 damper, assuming you've got an earlier LA motor.
King Eric, is Uncle Kathy still sick? King Eric, my allergies are super bad right now.
Yeah.
Like crazy bad.
She may not survive.
I'm having a hard time.
Live, actually.
Man,
I don't have
New
COVID.
Year's, how bad you guys were?
I have really bad allergies.
Well, that's what we have.
I'm
a Rona.
sneezing and choking over
New
here.
Year's.
Man,
Let's see.
but you couldn't talk.
I know. I lost my voice for over a month.
Let's see. Have your chickens received their ballots to vote by mail yet?
If they see what?
Have your chickens received their ballots to vote by mail yet?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. As much as I love my chickens, they're commies, and
Our chickens aren't communists.
they are.
They are not
I
communists.
can tell. The chickens are fucking commies. So I am going to restrict them from voting any way I possibly can.
Honest. Yeah, they get free food from you.
I love them. Don't get me wrong.
Charles, I'm not allergic to coronavirus.
They're
I have
commies.
bad allergies like crazy. Have I tried bee pollen? Yeah, I take local honey. I've tried everything.
I actually suck on bees.
You don't suck on bees.
I do. I snatch them out of the air and I suck on them like a.
Ah,
D's Nuts sent you
I have
$1.99.
beehives.
Says,
I
haha,
have
got him.
beehives,
Do you?
and I don't do that.
Are you a beekeeper?
No, not my wife is a beekeeper, but she's not my wife anymore. But we still own the property together, so she comes up, messes with the
Does she
bees.
wear the whole bee thing?
She used to,
Really?
but now she just sticks her arm in there, and they're pretty docile. But once in a while, she
Seaweed
gets
capsules?
stung. A lot.
Samuel says get seaweed capsules. Samuel, I've tried everything. I've taken every medicine. It doesn't matter. Benadryl doesn't work. Zyrtec doesn't work. Claritin did it.
What does Benadryl do? Put you to sleep.
Yeah, like it doesn't work.
Have you tried snorting one time?
I've
Sue?
tried everything, Tony. Except I haven't gotten like an allergy test. I'm probably allergic to myself.
Those things they actually work.
Yeah, I know. What causes buildup on towers inside distributor cap?
Ionized air.
Garlic. I eat a lot of garlic. I cook with a lot of garlic. Andy says, had my engine, 49 big block Chevy Stroker, dynoed a couple of weeks ago. Made the same power with a Holly as it did with the Edelbrock Carb. So much for Holly making more power, I guess.
The advantage to Holly is really its ability for you to adjust it, change things, right?
Well, to a point, they have equal abilities.
Okay.
But once you get into an 800 CFM Holly and an 800 CFM, actually a 750 Holly and an 800 CFM Edelbrock, because the Holly does flow more. You don't go by the ratings that are actually on the carburetor. Holly will flow about 35, 40 CFM more. So essentially, a 750 Holly and an 800 Edelbrock on a typical 400 horsepower deal are going to be about dead even. The Holly starts to show its advantage once you get into the sizes that aren't available in the Edelbrock, and once you start to get into really fine tuning. When you're at the 700 horsepower level and you look for 703, that's where you're talking about a Holly.
Saudi Arabia is watching you.
Nice.
What's
nice.
up, Saudi Arabia? Drink tea with local honey. I do. Antihistamine made from quail eggs? We don't have any quail.
Oh, quail eggs.
Yeah. I
You've
never
got
heard of
the
that.
whole holistic squad going.
I
there
know. I know.
Audience full of dogs.
tonight. There you go.
Let's see. Dreamweaver. UT, thanks for the content and keeping things real. The Daily Driver series has really made me realize that a project car can be feasible. Thoughts on a 63 Dodge 880 with a 383 as a first Mopar car?
A little bit. Okay, when you get into the early like 62, 3, 64, 65, those cars are a little hard to get parts for. I mean, forget about front and body parts or anything like that. God forbid you need a piece of glass for the thing. But I mean, they're sound cars. They're transmission shift cables were an issue with the earlier cars like that. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to say anything bad about it. It's not as good because of ease of parts as, let's say, a later 60s, early 70s car. But, I mean, it's a good starting point, Get into it and enjoy it, man.
Room Mopar Dude says he met Christy Lee, personalized autograph, did the Dodge through ride in the Hellcat. Very cool. Glad you had a good time.
I'm not crazy about her.
All right.
I'm not the biggest Christy Lee fan.
Okay.
What was it?
Is it necessary to even mention it?
She replaced Heather.
All right,
Oh,
don't worry
that's why.
about
That's
it.
why.
Yeah.
Direct
Yeah, that's
injection,
enough.
direct injection thoughts.
I can't think about direct injection now. I'm thinking about the travesty of Christy Lee replacing Heather Storm.
Oh, would
I
you
can't
stop?
imagine this ever actually happening in a fair and just world.
Diesel Parker says hello from Fort Wayne. Always love watching you guys. What's up, Diesel?
What's going on, Diesel?
Tang. If an elderberry juice doesn't help with allergies, it still is nice in club soda. I haven't tried that, Olive. I will try that. John says, first time here ever. Where is
Welcome.
the lady's voice coming from? Behind the camera.
It's just a disembodied voice. That
I'm
we
reading
keep,
the
we keep around.
comments behind the camera.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm doing the filming, right. Hang on. Do small block Mopar distributors interchange?
Yes.
Okay.
They interchange with other small block Mopars. They all have the same. They all have the same height. They're also completely interchangeable with DeSoto Hemis.
Oh, the old Hemis, huh?
Yeah.
Y2KXJ says, if you had to get rid of every car you own except one, what would you keep?
This box truck right here.
The box truck.
Bucks.
Yep. My caravan. Why are you laughing?
Same thing with me, the van, because the van is a tool. I use it. I have to have it.
I can drive this.
Oh my
I can
gosh.
live in it. I can camp out of it. We
Killing
can do
me.
exactly what we're doing here now. I can move furniture. This right here is the only. This is.
Let's see. Let's show
the
our,
ultimate
our
vehicle
mighty
right
box truck. There you go. All right. That's what Tony would keep.
here. This is what I would keep.
You're crazy, Tony.
Why am I crazy?
I know you love the box truck.
It's because you have to have it. How are you going to move stuff around?
I love my box truck. Nothing on earth is as flexible, viable, usable as this damn truck.
Hobbsplane says, if I go gluten-free, my allergies will be gone. It says it works for him. I don't know. I eat a lot of bread. Mopar Den sent $9.99. Uncle Kathy is my favorite car gal ever. Thank you, Mopar Den. You're awesome.
You should change your name to Muscle Car Blondie.
Get out of here. What the hell was that girl talking about today on the television?
God, did you see that?
What was that?
Have you seen
I
this
was not even
Supercar
paying
Blondie?
attention, and I heard talking, and I'm like, what is she saying?
Holy shit.
What's her name?
Supercar Blondie.
That's part of her name. Okay, Supercar Blonde.
Oh, my
Okay,
goodness.
If anybody can make you actually hate tall, beautiful blondes, she could do it. She could do it.
I don't hate her. I was just like, what is she talking about? She's not making any sense.
It was terrible. It
What
was
show is she on? What's she doing?
It was something they showed on Motor Trend last night where she was
Oh.
gonna go drifting and get get inducted into this like super secret underground New York drift fucking thing and she had to pass these tests. She had to like stand under a car and then she had to like drive a car in a parking lot in the rain. I couldn't believe it. It was so bad I couldn't stop
Some
watching.
kind of stupidity. I'm
Can I
subscribed to
drink?
that for one reason.
What's that?
It's not weird.
That's for Engine Masters.
Oh, Motor Trend?
Yeah.
She's probably
And-
a very,
and
she's
who's the
probably
guy
a
up
very
there?
nice person, but I just
Who's the
didn't
guy
get
up
what
in
she was talking
Canada?
about.
It's way out. It's in Nova Scotia. Bad Chad.
Oh god.
I never missed that. Yeah. He's on YouTube now.
That's another one that's so bad you can't not watch it.
What's that? Bad Chad?
Yeah.
Don't
Well,
talk
I
bad
like
things.
his creativity with the bodywork. You know, it's,
He's a really weak Ian. Ian Russell is the master.
who is?
Ian Russell, full custom cars.
Oh, Ian. I never missed that either.
No, Ian
but he doesn't put very many videos out, so it doesn't take long before I watch all
Bad
of them.
Chad is just a weird, retarded Ian.
But he's
Tony.
he's odd, but he's
What?
creative.
But it's true. It's true.
He's creative.
Oh my goodness.
And Ian's a master.
Ian's not creative. Did you see
Oh,
that
yes, he
giant
is.
eye
Yes,
wall
absolutely.
they drive
Yep.
around in? I mean, come on.
Absolutely, he's creative.
Let's see. Speaking of Motor Trend shows, says YouTube like Roadkill.
I mean, it's good gearhead, like, sit back and like zone out watching something. So I mean, I'm not a big fan, but I mean it's okay. Some episodes better than others. I gotta give him credit though. I do have to give him credit though, because I've been appreciating this more and more lately. Where I didn't really give any thought before, but lately I guess the basic road
sorry,
show
guys.
philosophy of just get it running, right? Like, don't worry about getting it running right. Just get it running, right? There's a lot to that. And at first I was like, I had a what was the word I'm looking for? I had like a superiority complex over that. It's like, what do you mean just get it running? Don't worry about getting it running right. It's like, and I had a snob complex over that.
Were you a snob?
About that, yeah. But then, as I went on, I started to understand it better. They've opened the door. They've changed the mentality of a lot of people, that normally would say, oh well, I can't make it perfect, so I'm not going to fuck with it at all. They've come a long way. You got to give them a lot of credit for opening the door, getting a lot of people involved that normally, previous to the roadkill phenomenon, wouldn't have gotten involved, or they would have just looked at stuff and said, oh, I'm not going to bother. But going out there and resurrecting junk and doing it on the cheap and showing people that, yeah, even professionals, who did a shit for a living still get stuck, still have this, still this breaks. That I think they've done the community a really big service with that.
I don't watch so much, but when I do, I always enjoy it.
I'm sorry, Joel. Yeah, I kicked the camera by accident.
It was an earthquake. We had a
Yeah, I thought of that.
Leonardo says, hi, Argentinian Moparist here. What's up?
What's going on, man?
Let's see. John's Reef says, Tony, do you ever get wore out of constantly working on your stuff? I'm only 34, and man, my neck, hands, wrists, everything hurts. I feel like an old man. Been doing this only 12 years.
It's always like that, isn't it? Aren't you supposed to hurt?
There's no way you can live the mechanic gearhead lifestyle and not be in pain all the time. I'm 58, and it's like I'm shot. I'm fucking wore out. I don't know how I keep going to tell you the truth.
My wrists have hurt for the last 10 years.
I got
that's the way it is.
I crashed so many motorcycles and broke so many fucking bones and things and so on and so forth. And it's like, but you know what, man? You just keep moving. You just keep moving. Just work past the pain,
Let's see. Al Nasner sent $6.99 Canadian and says, how's it going?
Thank you, and it's going great.
It's going great. Thank you.
You know how I know I'm in really bad shape?
You're not in bad shape.
When I watch myself on a fucking video. And I gotta move from one section, one thing to another if I'm walking. And I realize that I'm kind of hunched over and I'm kind of angled to one fucking side. And it's like, oh my God, who's that old crippled guy watching it? And it's like, it's me. Oh, shit.
All my friends from way back, we worked on cars together. I don't see them for a long time, and then I see them. It's like, that's how they walk. Yeah.
I'm soaking in palm olive right now.
Take another aspirin. Go back to work.
Adam says, I like roadkill. When they went into a junkyard, bought a car. In 3 days, then road trip is across 3 states. That was so cool, and I've always wanted to do it.
They did a couple episodes like that. I know they did the one with the 440 of the Samurai, which was a good one. And they did it with a 51, 52, 53 Jimmy truck, which was another good one. They do some good stuff.
Keith Brown says 1970 Challenger stock 344 barrel. They installed Cam Dynamics 500 lift and 320 duration, compression rings broken.
You mean you broke your compression? You broke your rings because you installed the cam?
I think that's what he's saying.
That doesn't really make much sense, but...
Your body may grow old, but that passion never changes, Tony. Armando says so. Why am I so sleepy midday? I can't sleep at night. Hello? I don't know, Fidel.
My dogs had me up at my fearless canine warrior princesses had me up at 3:30 in the morning because they heard thunder and they freaked out.
Tony, I took your advice and bought a BBD for my slant.
Cool.
High school reunions are full of old people. Yeah. Let's see. Dakota wants to know.
He's back.
He got banned.
He's been on. Do you all have sleeping troubles? It takes hours for me to go to sleep. Took melatonin for a while, but doesn't work anymore. Since Tony knows all, I was wondering if he had solutions.
I don't know what it's like.
Oh my goodness.
I'm out cold within like
This
30
isn't
seconds.
Dr. Oz, Jupiter Mustang Mike says.
What?
This isn't Dr. Oz. From allergies to sleeping problems.
I'm out cold within 30 seconds of my head hitting anything soft. Doesn't even have to be a fucking pillow. It could be a magazine. Doesn't matter.
You're not working
I'm
hard
out.
enough, Dakota.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
gotta work
problem.
harder, Dakota. That's your
Work
problem.
harder.
You know, I've got a way it puts me to sleep. If I put something on TV that's really boring, I'll be thinking about all the stuff I want to do. But if I put something on TV that I really want to watch and be interested in, I fall asleep and I miss it. And I got to go back. Well, TV, it's usually YouTube.
I keep a radio on
back.
coast to coast.
Are they still on?
Yeah, it's still on.
You see,
George
after
Laurie.
Art Bell was gone, I kind of...
No, George Norrie's better than Art Bell.
You think so?
I believe so, yeah.
I should try that.
Did the Plymouth Scamp emblem start in 73? My 72 has the decals, but I really like the 3D emblem.
Geez, I'm not sure.
I don't know either.
What's the question?
Did the Plymouth Scamp, when did they start with the emblem as opposed to the sticker?
Oh,
Yeah, I think it might be 73. No, 70? Oh, fuck, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
Popo Den says, I come here for all things life. Laugh out loud.
you know, that was almost 50 years ago.
I know that.
Isn't that just boggles my mind. I think about 70s is all brand new stuff.
Joe Wilburn says, if this is a doctor's show, it would be botched or house.
I realize my newest vehicle is 41 years old.
Oh my God.
My newest vehicle is 41 years old. And to me, it seems like it's, it's like, oh, this is from the future.
Well, you know, I think about it as people start talking about, like, I really like the Roadrunner and the satellites and all that, like 68, 9, 70, 71 and 2, I really like that body style. And then 73 and 4, I think of that as the newer car. And now, it's hard to imagine that's almost 50 years ago.
JT says, thoughts on buying a 74 Duster with a stock 318 for $6,000. Is it a good deal?
What year?
74.
The 6,000 might be a bit steep. Car has to be really clean. If 74 has to be really clean to spend that kind of money on. 70, 71, 72, I can see that going for that. But, I mean, do you like the car? You know, what would you get if you went to a used car lot for $6,000? What are you going to get? So,
Yeah.
think about it that way.
What are you going to get? Kia Rio or something?
Hob Sapien says Bob Lazar is a UTG fan.
How do you know that?
How do you know that? I haven't heard anything from Bob Lazar.
You know who he is? I'm sure you know that.
Of course I know.
Oh, okay.
You know, a lot of people don't know Bob Lazar raced jet cars.
Bob Lazar raced jet cars. He did something with a Trans Am. He's got a company where he sells all kinds of weird stuff, magnets.
Yep.
Yeah. Good website. Good place to buy weird shit.
Let's see.
I haven't
What's
heard
up,
the name of it.
McTaggart?
Brian McBangshift, Throne Wrench Garage. What's going on, brother man?
He says there's nothing wrong with newer vehicles. Reverse engineering works.
I guess.
Tell them about my air conditioning
What about it?
in the swinger.
I gotta change that switch.
Yeah.
We've done it.
Good switch.
There's a switch in the heater box that regulates the temperature,
Okay.
so it's a little too sensitive.
Oh. So it cycles everything too fast?
Yeah, it cycles everything way too fast. So
Brendan wants to know, hey Tony, what's your opinion on Isuzus?
I don't really have an opinion on them. I mean, I've never heard anything bad about them. I've never owned one.
What vehicle is this?
Isuzus.
Good night, Old Crony's Garage. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't think I have
Anything that's pre-95 is alright by me. Dakota, you're the only one that said Trans Am. Tony, would you ever do a video about removing lean burn? No?
Just take it off.
Yeah,
Put a manifold on it.
it's too
Start
Mopar
over.
specific, so
Oh,
so
okay.
I try to stay away from things that are exclusive to Mopar only.
My AC compressor seized on my Wagoneer. Now my AC is my battery-powered fan on the passenger seat. Honda Garage, 1970 E-Body, all-factory 318. What rear gear would you recommend? Street-only car.
Street only car,
Yeah.
294.
Okay. Oh, Dakota says Buff Del Campo said Trans Am. I was trying to be funny because I have a Trans Am.
I like Trans Am.
You got a bit got a Burton thing going on with
No,
this.
I mean, I just like that's why my Studebaker, the whole frame up front's all 79 Trans Am.
Show us how
Good
to
stuff.
adjust a vertical gate.
If I had one, I would.
We don't have one.
I don't have one.
Let's see. New City carpet. Do you run slicks without tubes? Weight savings?
Yes. Well, it depends now. Some slicks you absolutely need tubes. If you're talking about it like a typical, you know, like a 10-inch tire, no. But if you get into the bigger sizes, like when we ran the fuel cars, you absolutely needed to have a tube.
What keeps the tube from scooting around and the valves different?
Well, now they use beadlocks. Back then,
Okay,
we
so
weren't
then
using
that
beadlocks.
so why didn't it slip?
Back then we had back when I was doing the nitro thing, we had two tubes. You had the one tube with the safety inner liner, and then there was a second.
Okay, I don't know anything about it. Okay.
Cahill Smith sent you $10.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cahill. Dakota.
Dakota.
Oh, he says, does meth have anything to do with sleeping? I'm starting to think this meth is making me stay up for days.
Oh, it's possible.
It might be
Yeah,
it, Dakota.
Fix that problem.
Yeah, you should try and
Ludes.
stop doing that.
Trying to find ludes. Quaaludes. Do they still have them? Do you still have
I don't
Quaaludes?
know.
Bob Lazar is a Corvette man and a freaking super genius. What's going on with the turbo car?
I haven't heard from him. He picked up the car last week, a week and a half ago, and I haven't heard from him. I'll touch base with him this week.
Oh. Let's see. Do you like Pontiac GTOs?
Yes, I do.
You do.
Especially the Australian ones.
Good
You
night,
probably don't like the new ones.
Not crazy about the new ones. They're nice cars, but it's just not my cup of tea.
With
JT
Menara.
says, so 1974 Duster, should I offer $4,000 for it? I don't want to overpay for it. I'm going to meet him this weekend for it. It depends on what kind of shape it's in.
The line that I always use whenever I'm going to buy a car, right, is this: if I'm serious about making a purchase, or if I'm really serious about it, you know, it's just going to be a done deal. I tell the owner, listen, flat out, listen, what is the absolute bottom dollar you'll take for this car right here, right now? And then let him throw a number at you.
Honda Matic Garage says Bob Lazar watches UTG. How do you know that,
How do
Honda
we know
Matic
that?
Garage? I don't think he watches us.
If he does, Bob, if you're watching this, get a hold of me because I want to talk to you about some stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. They're talking to each other. Hang on. Tell Tony to shave his beard. He does need to shave. You need to trim, Tony.
No.
Oh, Elvis Presley's grandkid just killed himself? Sad. Is that true? I don't know. Let's see. Good night, Wild Rose Garage.
All right, brother. Now I'll check out that video.
Charles F. Oops.
Hey, is it almost Green Acres time?
You're getting close. You got about 15 minutes. No, it's
Oh,
longer
shit.
than that. It's
Hey, we got.
All
Yeah,
right,
with
Charles
20
F.
minutes-
wants to
20
know
minutes
what's
to,
the plate riveted to the bottom of an intake manifold do?
It's a shield. The reason they do that is because the exhaust crossover in the intake manifold gets extremely hot. So they put that shield there so that the oil that hits it doesn't stick and cook.
Good night, Robert Bray.
I have a real bad story about one of those with FE engine. Machine shop did some work for me, and they assembled the engine. And they glass beaded that manifold, and there's all glass beads in that thing.
Oh shit.
I about 10 miles into the first drive, and that engine was destroyed.
Wow.
So now, if I'm doing anything with one of those engines, that thing comes off, drilled out, I put heat coils in there, clean it myself, screw it back on.
Good plan.
Man,
Damon wants to know. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Buff.
I was gonna say that was a long time ago. That was like 70s.
Damon wants to know, is there a difference between 1971, 72, and 73 340 spread bore intake manifolds?
Yes, each year is different. And the 72 is the one that Was it 72? 72 is the one that people look for. 73, you can tell the 73 right away because of the provision for an EGR on it. The 71 is good, so they rated it. 72 is the best. 71 is the second best. 73 is the third best.
John Shader says, a buddy of mine from Nova Scotia made it into Mopar Action magazine in 2011 with a restoration of a 77 Volare Roadrunner. He thinks you are great. I agree.
Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you, John.
I don't think I wrote for that magazine back then, did I?
In 2011? No.
No, right?
No.
Yeah, this guy, what's his name? Guy, your troll, your favorite troll.
Brian Cabral.
He said something like you only like wrote an article for one rag or something, and then so I looked your name up, and you wrote for all kinds of stuff.
I wrote for everybody.
Man,
People
But don't
see
tell Brian Cabral that.
what they want to see.
Yeah.
People see what they want to
okay,
see.
I should discredit it. But then what always comes up is my favorite article you wrote, the Road Toad. Then I want one again. Man, I might like that. So
I'm going to do a video on those cars.
much. On the Road Toad?
Yeah.
That's a wonderful car.
Scott Kuhn sent you $5.
Thank you.
He says, Isuzu were pretty tough till GM took over U.S. operations. I'd like to find another Amigo, 8-foot wheelbase, about 6-inch narrower track than a full size. Did you like Isuzu's, Tony?
Joey Zuzu.
Joe
Remember
Isuzu,
Joey
right?
Zuzu?
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking I have to. Wasn't the Chevy Love truck?
The Chevy Love was Zuzu.
Yeah. Okay. So I drove one for years. So that's nice. That cheap and it worked well.
Pistol Pete says, can Tony buy pre-made cigarettes? I just subscribed to help him afford them. Love you guys, show. Kentucky boy.
I smoke rollies because there's no additives in them. It's just pure tobacco.
I couldn't sit if you smoking factory cigarettes. It
Yeah,
stinks.
they have a terrible smell. Yeah,
And this doesn't bother me.
yeah. It's not the cost. It's the fact that it's a higher quality smoke.
Uncle Tony wrote for Dear Abby.
I could.
Cabral loves you, Tony. Oh my goodness. Motor swap, super late, but love you guys. What's up?
Hey, we got to wrap it up soon. We got because Green Acres is gonna be on.
Super late. The Australian still is. What time is it over there?
Oh, we got like 5 minutes. It's like
You have 5 minutes?
yeah.
Big Bear says small town magazines that just happened to make it all the way to Georgia. I know, I used to read Uncle Tony's articles.
I thought that was funny in his rant. You go for one magazine. It wasn't a big magazine. It was a small magazine.
It was a local rag.
The local rag.
That video got
I
him a
did
lot
some
of-
research on this guy.
I did some research.
That's what he said, yeah. I did some research on this guy.
He's
What
watching
got
you
him
right now, you
started?
know.
I know. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
What got him started?
I don't know.
Just one of those guys.
17 minutes till Mr. Haney.
I feel bad. We're 10 minutes from home, so we like another 5
Yeah,
minutes.
Yeah.
There's your time.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Treasure Guard says should do a video on who can change all the valve springs in the shortest amount of time.
I
Why?
think I could probably beat most people.
You
with,
think?
With a manual valve spring compressor?
Yeah.
Where do you put air in the cylinder?
No, I'm not talking about off.
Oh, okay.
No, I never use air. I use rope.
Rope.
Dual or
Yeah,
single
fill a
plane.
cylinder with rope. Then crank the
kidding.
turn the motor until
Follow
the
you.
piston.
Tony said, Wayne says dual or single plane on a Street 360.
Tomorrow's video is all about dual and single plane intake manifolds. When and why. That's the video I'm shooting tomorrow morning, believe it or not.
All right, it's not going to be hot out, right?
No.
It's not gonna be hot.
Because
You
I don't want to
control the
stand
weather?
in the sun
Yeah.
and film anything. Green Acres is marvelous, darling. Yeah. Let's see. Good evening from Northeast Alabama. What's up, 55 Hemi Dodge?
That's not far from.
No, we're 60 miles, 65 miles or so from there.
You ever been down there? And you should go and stay at this rest area, with all the rockets and.
Oh, over off of 65.
Yeah, it's off
Huntsville.
65.
Yeah, that's
Huntsville,
not
yeah.
Huntsville. That's is that Huntsville?
Yeah, it is. It's real close to Huntsville.
Richard wants to know, will a 255 60 15 drag radial fit on a 15 by 7 rim?
55. Off the top of my head, I can't tell you. I can tell you this: you want to be within 2 inches, inch and a half, 2 inches maximum difference between rim width and don't worry about the section width, tread width. So the 10-inch tire, no narrower than an 8-inch rim.
Right.
Jupiter Mustang Mike
Although I
says,
have 10-inch tires or 9. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, generally it's 2 inches, kind of. Not as much.
Jupiter Mustang Mike says, I was messing with UTG on Nick's Garage Friday night. I said that UT was making amends to Lunar Live, and I saw Nick cringing.
I'm doing what?
He said that you were making amends to Lunar Live, and he saw Nick cringing.
I'm making amends?
Yeah,
I'm
he was
making amends.
messing. He says, I was messing with UTG
Oh.
on Nick's Garage Friday night. I said that UT was making amends to Lunar Live, and I saw Nick cringing.
Oh, yeah, no. That whole episode's in my rearview mirror. They're getting smaller by the second.
Oh my God. I'm going to die over here. I need medicine.
Medicine.
I need some sort of medicine. I was a teenage pit slave. Is you, Tony?
Oh, I wrote that.
Yeah, you
I
wrote that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
You know, from one of those
1980
small rags.
1987, 1988.
Yeah.
I
I'm
was a kid. Oh my
Jupiter
God.
Mustang Mike says I'm sorry.
Oh, don't stress it, man.
It's all right. It's all right. You're not the only one. Has Uncle Tony ever raced on Woodward or Telegraph up here in Michigan?
No. All my street racing was in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, the tri-state area up there.
Let's see. I was told I should cut a 1-inch notch in the center of my air gap intake.
Yes.
Do you think that's necessary with an air gap intake? Will it make any improvements?
The 1-inch, you're talking about the 1-inch notch in that center divider, right? And the reason you do that, and we're going to talk about this in the video tomorrow, is because some cylinders steal from others. There's a very heavy pulse, like on a 184 36572 motor, 5 and 7 being next to each other and firing off the way they do, have a greater pull of the overall mixture in the plenum than the other cylinders, and it upsets distribution. And what you do is you cut that divider, you cut a notch in that divider to better even the flow. It
So-
lessens the impact of those two cylinders.
12 minutes until Ava Gabor. Rude
right.
Mopar Dude says, I seen a t-shirt at Carlisle that looked just like your painting in the living room. Did you make t-shirts? No, I didn't. No. It's not my design to make t-shirts from. It's Chrysler's design. Let's see. Good evening, Tony. Do you like the old AMC Jeep CJs with 304, 360, 401s?
Yes. What's not to like about them?
James III says thanks. Okay. Dakota says I raced a Ram 4 Trans Am, and I know that you don't use a wide ratio transmission. Bottle rocket won't peel the skin off a freaking grape.
Oh, he's talking about Brian Cabral.
Oh, is that what he said? I don't even pay attention. Read my funny comment. I read it. I read it, Dakota. Oh my goodness. You guys are crazy.
You have to take this back to the shop, or you driving
Oh,
straight
yeah,
home?
drive straight home.
What time is it here? I don't know.
Yeah, it's at 10 minutes to 10.
Is it?
Yeah, guys, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, 10 minutes to Green Acres.
Yeah,
What do you think about sea bodies?
I love them. What's not to like?
They're very heavy.
They're very
They're hard
heavy.
to push.
Hard to
Cruisers,
push.
though.
Well, yeah, well, that's a very important thing. You have to know
Oh,
about
yeah.
pushing.
The car's like push.
Right. Remember, I got stuck. I tried to push the Fury. The 67 Fury, I tried to push it by myself. Holy mackerel.
Parting that thing out was a mercy killing.
Oh yeah, that car wasn't a good car. Some cars have bad vibes. That car had a bad
You could
bad
tell I
vibe.
was owned by an alcohol.
Yeah, it wasn't a happy car.
Yeah.
Big Bear, I still be here, but don't want to wait until the last second. Good night, everybody. Good night, Big Bear.
Good night, brother.
Good night, Curtis. Quick vote. Dakota timeout? Yeah, you're nay.
Try not to get into the show.
We're gonna. One of you guys ban Dakota.
No, don't ban Dakota.
Yeah, ban Dakota before we.
No. You can't ban him.
But we can bring him back for next week.
No.
Somebody's got to drop the hammer on
No,
Dakota before we
why?
sign off.
Why are we gonna drop the hammer on Dakota?
This kid, you gotta fucking show the kid, you know.
He's got to work harder. Dakota, you got to work harder
Yeah.
so you can sleep.
All right, so that's it, guys. Everybody who contributed to Super Chat,
Thank you so much.
Like I said, you guys would keep the wheels turning here. We greatly appreciate it. Fubar, Ari, John, our moderators, every week they keep this thing running smooth. We're eternally grateful for
Buff
you
Del
guys.
Campo.
Buff Del Campo, the immortal, legendary,
Hold the seat down here.
futuristic Buff Del Campo. You know, if you guys want to know what the next phase of human evolution is going to look like, there it is.
Oh, God.
And of course, the amazing Uncle Kathy.
That's me.
Yeah. So that's it. We're going to call it a night and head out of here.
All right. Good night,
Okay.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Fubar got him.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.